main attraction coming to the stage is a very talented young man who goes by the name of Price. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you. That's what's up. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for coming out, y'all, for real. My name Price, blackopz. I'm gonna drop this picture on y'all real quick. I picture the future and see friction and havoc, a mixture of tragic events in a dramatically tense society. We fall victim to habit, we sin, but the madness we in is depicted in scriptures. This is the sickest irony, yet it's the sickness that inspires me. How many AIDS cases do pictures of magic prevent? Must be a lot, cause every 3 blocks I swear the average is 10. Saying it's gonna happen to me the way it happened to him. We obsessed with sports stars, rappers, actors, and sports cars. Thought Michael Jackson had it backwards, he rocked his mask before SARS. It's a mental game. Your physical frame shows strength, but the pros knew how to fold their 20s September 10th and called out, we are the nation's prophets. I'm aware that making profits is good, but they ain't control if they can stop it. Rape your pocket when we rock it. Making dollars, we face this topic and mock it. When the dollars run short, your favorite topic's how did it get this way? We never thought that it would be this way. We never thought that we would see this day. We all pray that it don't stay this way. I picture the future and see insanity flagrant, understanding and patience dissolve. As humanity's nations evolve, hatred is candid and blatant. Instead of standing, we taking a fall. Granted, our plans was to be taking it all. Who could have called it? Kids in Columbine would strap up like Taliban. It's thought that blacks and lats would clap to attract dollar signs. Nobody thought the economy was gonna collapse from white collar crimes. If the dollar's value declines, what good is a fat bottom line? Are we running out of time, or do we accept that's how it is? What's next to blow? Our kids or the electric power grids? Who's next to know? That's love from Price to y'all, connected with an X and O. Thank you. Pay attention. Life expectancy.
The name of that song again was, what was the name of that song?
I think it was Pictures.
Pictures.
Yeah.
Tell me your mode you was in. I mean, let's go back to just that night when you had the vision and
To write that.
Believe
it or not, man, I wrote the Pictures joint. It was it had to be like 2003, 2004.
Okay.
So that joint was old, because if you listen to some of the lyrics in there, picture the future and see friction and havoc, a mixture of tragic events in a dramatically tense society.
Right.
We fall victim to habit, we sin, but the madness we in is depicted in scriptures. This is the sickest irony, yet that's the sickness that inspires me. And it was, how many AIDS cases do pictures of magic prevent? Must be a lot, because every 3 blocks the average is 10. And that's around the time when that was not too long after 9/11.
Right.
And they was talking about, this dude running again, Bush.
Okay.
And my son was just born, my oldest, and just born. So I either wrote that right before. Matter of fact, I might have written that right before he was born. Matter of fact, the first verse I wrote before he was born, and the second verse I wrote afterwards. So I might even wrote the first verse back then. And they used to have these Magic Johnson ads for this AIDS treatment medication. It was everywhere. And I was living off of I was in West Philly, and I remember walking around and it was like Magic with a white T-shirt.
Right.
Everywhere, Ambivir, shit like that. It was everywhere. I mean, I was going to go get a beer or something, and it's like right there looking at me while I'm buying a beer. Like, what the fuck are you trying to tell me? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I came out the beer, the stop and go on the corner, 52nd. It was Gerard, 52nd and Gerard.
Right.
And I come out, I'm on the corner. I'm like, damn, it's right there too. Like in the beer joint, outside. I'm like, what the fuck they trying to tell me? And that's kind of where that you know, that inspiration came from. Like, you know, just looking forward at the way trends was moving.
Right. So who made that beat?
Man, that thing got so many different beats that was done for it. I think that the one that man, I hope I don't make nobody mad.
No, I'm talking about the spoken word one. Is this the?
It wasn't originally written over that track. That was a Caution
okay.
production. Caution was like, yo, put that over this beat and slow it down. It was originally a rhyme. I was spitting it.
Well, on it was the tempo was more up.
Oh yeah, it was. I picture the future, see friction and havoc, and tragic events in a dramatic, intense society. We fall victim to habit, we sin, but the madness we in is depicted in scriptures. This is the sickest irony.
Okay.
It was like that.
Yeah,
Caution
yeah.
was like, nah, man, just talk that shit. You know.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Which was hard, but I saw, you know, I let him go ahead and be the vision for that. You know what I mean? So, but the beat that it's on, if I'm not mistaken, that came from Shady. So that was from Riggs.
Okay. Okay.
And it might have been, I want to say No ID.
Word. No ID from I know him from Common.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say it was a No ID. I know it's some No ID tracks that we rhymed on. That might have been one.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I may be wrong though, but it's been a long time. But that might have been that. That might have been a No ID joint.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, that track is crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy, and I think is good because you get broke off like every piece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's good, nice and slow. The flow. I mean, you spitting the word. You know, it's just no way you can't hear. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love about it. You know what I'm saying?
I take no credit for that. Like that was all Caution.
Oh man, yeah, that was a nice show. You know what I mean? And I kill it with the X and O. You know what I mean? That thing is dope, man. I love that joint
too.
Yeah.
That might have to be the title of that joint, is the X and O. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's killer.
Yeah, that was freestyle. That was off the top. Just it was getting late, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's take it back a little bit. Tell me about tell me about the first time you decided to write something. Very first time you decided to write something.
Write rhymes?
Write rhymes. Tell me about that.
Alright, so we talking about 1989.
89.
Yeah, so
Scott LaRock.
Yeah, I used to go to Overbrook High, so I was there when Steady B and Cool C and all them dudes was out, and Will Smith and DJ Miz lived around the corner from me. He went there too. We was from Southwest.
From Fresco and Miz.
Yeah,
Okay.
We was from Southwest Philly, so we was going all the way up to Overbrook for school. Bartram, which was the neighborhood joint, and I used to be on the bus in the morning, spitting the joints that I bought, the cassettes. I'd be spitting the cassette shit, and the girls in the back would be like jamming, like, you know, he sounds just like the radio.
Right.
And there's one chick I never forget, Sheedy. I'm still cool with her. She live in Atlanta. Sheedy was like, you need to write your own. You need to write your own shit.
Right.
And I was like, all right, I'm gonna try that.
Right.
It started, you know what I mean? Started writing my own, and guess what? It's funny because Benny Boone was in high school with me.
Word.
So me and Benny used to rhyme together in homeroom, and The Last Emperor, Jamal.
Okay.
Yeah, the dude that did the Secret Wars joint and all that.
Right.
Me, Jamal, and Benny used to be in homeroom together.
Freestyling.
Yup. Then I went to Miz. I was ignorant as hell. I ain't know nothing.
Right.
Once I thought I was good enough, I went to Miz crib one day, and my man was like, yo, you know, I'm cool with Miz. Let's go right around his crib. We went to Miz crib. I was like, yo, I want to make a record. Let's make a record. He laughed. He was like, it ain't that easy.
Right.
Started chopping it up from there. So.
What was your first rap name?
It's always been Price. That's my middle name.
Wait, and from the grip. I'm talking about. After the story you just said, your name was Price, first rap name.
Yeah, that's my real name. People don't know that. That's my middle name.
Oh.
That's on my birth certificate. So, people always thought it was a nickname. So
Right.
Like, why mess with it? You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
Right
ill.
with that, yeah.
That's ill. Because it was a time where your name came from some sort of your original name, some way, somehow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they do the Sean Carter, the Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just out there. No disrespect to him, but I'm just saying is to be so far. It comes from your name, Teddy Ted, or you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yo, Price, tell me about your first battle.
My first battle?
Yeah, tell me about that first battle.
Oh, my first battles was like.
And what school you go to at this point? Because I know you tearing it up in school.
Oh, Overbrook? Man, we was like, see, it's funny because back then at Overbrook, like I said, it wasn't a lot of MCs around that it was steady being them, right? Coming up after school. This girl I was dating at the time, she worked for Universal now, Danielle Lott. Her brother is Damon Lott. He worked for J Records last I heard, but he was running with he worked with Alicia Keys and Busta, Jamie Foxx, so they pretty big. Their father was big in the business. She was dancing in Cool C video, The Glamorous Life.
Oh, okay.
Back when we was dating, so it was like people wasn't battling as much as trying to get a deal.
Okay.
Really.
Okay.
It was some battles, but things led up to a battle. Dudes wasn't just walking around battling because dudes was getting deals. You know what I mean?
Right.
DJ Miz did the Fresco Mill joint.
I love that joint.
We don't
play.
Yep. Me and Danielle went to New York for the video for that joint.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And believe it or not, you asking about my first battle. I used to battle with Task Force. Yeah, she like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, that's my boyfriend. You know what I mean? Like, she was going off on him, and I'm like, yo, what the hell is up with dude? And I'm by myself standing there like, red Gucci's on.
Is this your first time meeting him, or you?
I never met him before.
That you don't know him?
I ain't no dude from Adam.
Okay.
But she was my chick. She was riding with me. Like, she wasn't I had to watch her or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
She been around.
The Gucci's on though.
Yeah, I had the red high top Gucci's on. I'm standing up there with the red.
Oh, well, the Gucci's from Atlantic City. You gotta go all the way to
Atlantic City back then to get.
Yes.
Yeah, I had the red high top. Yeah, you feel me? So I'm like, yo, I turn around like, yo, what the fuck kind of
shit you on?
Yeah, dude, like I'm up here flying with my joint trying to be in a video, and Task Force, dudes they spun right front and center. I grew up with them, but they spun right front and center. Like, what's up?
Right.
What's up? Yeah, no, we hit, and they had bought their whole block because they lived one block from where Miz lived.
Right.
So they were on his block. You know what I mean? So they was there with their whole block. So they stepped up like, no, what's up? No, we all here. Yeah, he with us. What's up? Because I was standing there by myself with my one homie from my block, and it was like 7 or 8 of them motherfuckers. They stepped up. It was like 12, 13 of them. So now it's like, yeah, what's up?
Let's get it.
And they was like, they ain't want nothing there. You know what I mean? They was like, yeah, Price, come on. You know what I mean? And they've been like family ever since. They was already like family, but I was like, then they stood up.
That was solid.
And I ain't expect nothing other than that. But those are the dudes I used to battle with, so it was never no, you know what I mean, like you get to now. You know what I mean? It's always fun shit.
Oh, okay. So tell me how your first group got started.
Rumbletown was my first group.
Rumbletown.
Yeah, man. So met a bunch of dudes. Southwest. I'm giving you the bridge version now.
Yeah. Hey.
I mean,
who came up with the name? Hold on first. You came up with the name?
Yeah. We talking about 91. I had brand new white Honda Accord EX top model.
White on white.
Yeah, white on white steering wheel, everything. Dudes was getting money back then. It wasn't a whole lot like it is now.
Yeah.
And so I was doing music. You know what I mean? I worked. I wasn't in, you know what I mean? My peoples was getting bread like that, but I was working. You feel me?
Okay.
And so just making sure that street music was my hustle.
Okay,
You
okay.
know what I mean?
So we ain't never dabble in the crack
say
cocaine.
that.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like,
Music was my main thing.
Yeah, what paid for my will was me working.
Okay.
You feel me? So there we go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, my main. Yeah, the music was the main nigga on the trigger.
Yeah, music was, because that was, come on, these dudes getting on TV.
Right.
You know what I mean? Becoming famous and all that. And it's like, yeah, I can do that. And then I'm going to school, come out my school and see Will Smith. You know what I mean? My girl dancing for Cool C. So you get the behind the scenes on all that. Like, that ain't no different than me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she was in a Glamorous Life video, her and her partner. You know what I mean? Miz, down the block from me. You know what I mean? Winning the DMC. So it was right. I could touch it. You know what I mean? Steady B and Cool C and all them out there. Will Smith, like JBM coming up to school. Like,
real question, real quick.
Yeah.
Could Miz even battle Jazzy Jeff?
Hell yeah.
You think he can hang? He can hang?
Yeah, are you kidding me?
Okay, no, I just want. I mean, I think that would be a hell of a go. I mean it would be close. Yeah, it would be close. I mean, because Miz was that dude. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But Jazzy Jeff, you know, Jazzy Jeff is fucking legendary shit. So that's why.
Yeah, he's a legend. But like Miz was that work. It wasn't nobody messing with Miz back then. It just wasn't even a discussion people wanted to have. You don't even want nobody bringing your name up.
Respect.
In that way, unless you was certain dudes like Spin Bad, you know what I mean, who really created that Transformer scratch. Unless it was certain dudes that Cash Money, you know what I mean, like certain dudes, you could bring their name up and there might be a debate. Jeff got all respect in the world, but he ain't. Miz was that.
Yeah, he was that dude.
Yeah, so. But that first group, Rumbletown, it came from Philly. I came up with the name because Philly, you had to fight your way out.
Right.
And it was a fight town. Everybody, you know, back then, Philly was known for being able to knuckle.
Right.
You know what I mean? Dudes knew how to hold their hands and nothing else. You know, so. But the group was my man Black Anthem from Southwest, who came to me a year earlier and asked me to listen to him spit. A year later, he came back fire.
Right.
Jay Khan, who I started working with, we found out we was working at Strawbridges together when he came back from the Navy. He's from Strawberry Mansion, North Philly.
Okay.
And John Doe, Culture Ordinsky, was a graffiti writer, clothes maker, whatever, like Renaissance dude from Southwest and North Philly, you know, from all over. So we had put a, you know, I met all of them different times. I met Black, I grew up with him. Khan I met working. Me and Khan became thoroughbreds. I met John Doe at Club Hardcore going down there, and then pulled them all together and created this group. Did an audition with this dude Durkee. He was A&R for Baby Boy Records back in the day in Southwest. Little indie. When he heard us, he bounced with us.
Right.
He had another group that he.
As soon as he heard y'all.
That was it. He heard us. He had an audition in the basement. And my man E had brought us through there. I can't remember if my man Eric, Lil E, took us through there. He was my man from Southwest, down off of like 57 from Woodland somewhere. And he was another dude I ran into ciphering down the way. You know what I mean? And E took us through there for that audition. Durkee heard us and was like, "Yo, I'm taking y'all to Jazzy Jeff." Took us to Jeff. Jeff was like, "All right, I'll record him, bring him through. But you got, you know, I'll let you book some studio time." Then Durkee took me to his uncle, who he was trying to convince to invest in him.
Wait, but what happened with Jeff?
Jeff was going to record us at his studio, but not invest. So you couldn't just, back then, you couldn't just, his studio wasn't open. It wasn't like open for booking time. Like. So
it's him and his favorites.
Yeah,
it was, who he thought.
Projects.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So Boys the Men recorded there. It was in Gladwin. It wasn't like, it was a signed artist.
Okay.
So, but Durkee wanted us to get that sound. Like, I want y'all to work with these professionals. So he had to convince Jeff to say, all right, I'm gonna let my engineers and all that work with y'all.
Okay.
So, and I had to talk to Durkee's uncle, Stephen English, who was an engineer back in the day, and get him to say, yeah, You know, I talked to him for like 3 hours at his crib out Penrose, and he finally was like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna invest. He wrote me a check for 10 grand and gave it to me in front of his nephew. My dumb ass gave it to his nephew because I just wanted to spit.
I mean, what you mean? Like, we just wanted to spit.
I ain't want to do the business joint. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to spit. I was like, yo,
I'm just a rapper, and that's all I want to be.
Not necessarily in that context, but it was more so like.
That's too.
Like I was like, all right, go handle the admin.
Like I don't need them rocks in my bag.
I ain't doing the administrative stuff.
Right.
Yeah, like we gotta go listen to these beats and make these hits.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got these chicks that I'm trying to holler at. Like do the admin stuff. Like you know, cause dude wasn't doing nothing else. Durkee was good for absolutely nothing else.
Right.
So it was like, you know, here, take this. But then this dude took the money, paid for some studio time, and then took the rest to take his ex-girl who had dumped him or something like that to the Dominican Republic to try to win her back.
Yeah. D.R.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it still ain't work. And it ain't work out for him.
Right.
And it ain't work out for him. So it was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I don't know which one. The bottom one.
Right here. No, the cup.
Oh, the cup.
Yeah,
put
cup.
The other one.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so I wanted to fight that dude twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He put the record
about that money.
Yeah, he put the record out without us, and it just turned into a whole big mess, man. It was like.
Tell me about how can he put out the album without y'all? Man, help make that make sense.
I mean, the boy, it was all three of us, so we were supposed to all go to the lawyer together so we could get his uncle money right. And so, it was
so the 10,000 was a loan. It wasn't an investment.
It was an investment, but it's a return on investment. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta get income coming in. It wasn't just an investment in our dreams, it was an investment, because when I went and talked to him and sat down with him, I talked to him about, look, we trying to get a sign-on bonus. Here's what that could look like. Here's what sales could look like. You know what I mean? Here's what terrestrial radio could do. Here's publishing. You know, I was talking to him as a businessman. Like,
okay.
You know, we ain't trying to just get you to just throw your money in the trash.
Right.
Like, nah, this is a launch pad for us, and I think that we can make money off of it. Okay. So if you do that, you know, we can bring you your 10 grand back. Here's how. You know what I mean? Here's a timeline from when we get signed and when I want to get it back to you, whether it be from the initial advance or whatever, but it's going to help us get there. And so that's what made him write the check.
Right.
The actionable plan. You know what I mean? Instead of just some dream shit.
Right.
And so, dream without a plan is a hallucination. You know what I mean? So, when we spell back, because the bull took the money and went to the lawyer by himself and got some kind of, I mean, he got this, it was like a whole lopsided, man, he would start showing up at the studio with a clipboard, like, we was and one team or some shit. Like, yo, what's wrong with this dude?
Right.
Yeah, like, yo, yeah, what the fuck is wrong with him with a clipboard? He taking roll?
Right.
I mean, make sure you get my nuts when you count, when you call roll and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so he got a clipboard and all this and got a lopsided contract, handed it to us. We was like, if you don't get out of here with that shit, I read it. And I was like, man, get out of here with that. Let's all go to the lawyer together and get something that's fair for everybody. He's like, no, y'all gotta get your own lawyer if y'all don't like the contract. And, you know what I mean? And then, like, you spend all the money in the DR.
Yeah. How we gonna do anything?
Yeah, like.
Right.
Yeah.
So
like,
options is slim.
Yeah, what the fuck are you just talking about? Like, so that just made it all fucked up. And I went to Jeff's crib, got to that. And
what was said about that though? They never say nothing about him spending all the burden.
I was not around for them conversations with his uncle. Like,
so you just had your own personal conversation.
No, his uncle and me talked when he handed me the check. After that, he had to talk to his uncle because that wasn't my business. You know what I mean? Like,
so it just got back to you throughout that. I mean, like,
I found out that he spent the money in the DR. I ain't never find out what conversations happened with his uncle after that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because once we was recording, that was what I was about, was that business. You know what I mean? His uncle wasn't micromanaging us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he had no direct line to me. That's your nephew.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was like, so when you ask me how they put the joint out without us, is because when he refused to redo the contract, we was like, yo, I'm out. We out. We all fell back. I went to Delaware.
Right.
And we was like, he gonna have, if you want to move forward and get your uncle money back, we ain't moving forward unless we all go to a lawyer together.
Right.
And then I started, people I was working with in Delaware was like, yo, I heard that joint you was playing this on the radio. I'm like, nah, impossible. Turns out they was right.
Right.
So the boy John Doe, Culture, Densky, so many names, pseudonyms, but he went back, did 2 other songs and made them A-sides and put our song on the B-side as a feature.
Okay.
And that's what gave them the ability to say he owned all the, like,
right.
He owned all the songs. We featured on one of his songs with him.
Right.
And then they played the B-side on the radio, and it was all over 99, DAS, Dynasty Mac had blew that joint up at the clubs.
Right.
And it just popped off from there.
So y'all not crew members, y'all features.
Yeah, at that point, that's what, and then I came back to Philly looking for Durkee. He greeted me at this block party and handed me like a stack of records and was just trying to glaze it over. Because I think he was shocked to see me there.
Well, again, what records did he have?
He had the 12 inches of our joint. And that's when I noticed.
But the A and B side?
Yeah, but that's when I noticed, like, yo, Ease Back is the B side.
Right.
You know what I mean? The joint that's on the radio all the time. Because it was surreal to hear myself on the radio, though. Like, 1 o'clock in the afternoon on DAS. It was surreal. It was like, yo. And you don't know what the heck is going on when you...
So it was another case of, here's my record playing. I'm hearing my record, but I ain't got the financial...
I ain't got nothing. No business.
No nothing.
I have no control over it. It's out there. People requesting it. I'm hearing people on the radio calling up, requesting it.
Right.
I'm hearing all of that.
But you don't have no business ties.
I have no ties to it. And this is before cell phones, so it ain't even like my cell phone is blowing up. Right. It's like I'm bumping into people and telling them, like, yeah, that's my... Because people was asking me when I first got back to the city, like, yo, you heard that joint? Yeah, that's me. They like, that's you? Like, yo.
Right,
and they doing a double take, like, as much as that joint playing, I thought, you know what I mean?
Right.
But John he couldn't do nothing with it because he was trying, Sony was one of them, a few labels was calling for us, and they was trying to push him, and they was like, nah, we don't want just him, we want whatever this is, we listening to.
Okay, so the B-side was popping.
Yeah, we want these guys.
Was that work?
It's not just him.
Right.
Then he was trying to do the joint, just his verse at shows, and it just wasn't going nowhere. But now you ruining opportunities for us. So I never forget, like my man Chauncey was telling me, who used to run the business for Jeff. He was like, yo man, you know, it's a lot of labels calling for y'all. They looking for y'all. And I have no way for them to, we don't have no manager really. It's like, so it was just a mess, man.
So then what ended up happening?
I mean, we won favorite song in the city with the Philadelphia Street Buzz for 93 in 93. Bahamadia shouted us out on that joint. We pumping in the street, going rock ride, true.
Oh, right.
Back and let it hit shit at Rumble Town.
How did you meet Bahamadia?
I met her like at I think Larry Gold's, but I didn't meet her before that. That wasn't like those my homies I'm shouting them out.
Right.
Oh, that was the record. It was popping.
Oh, okay.
She didn't know who none of us was.
Right.
So she just felt the energy off the music. Yeah, that was a genuine shout. Yeah, that wasn't like that was my homie and she was like, I'm gonna shout y'all out on this joint.
Right.
I never met her before that.
Right.
So when I met her and by the time I met her, I was like, yo, thanks for shouting me out on that joint. It was years later. She was like, you from Rumble? Like she ain't know us. She just was like, oh, gotta put that joint. That's a Philly joint.
Wow. So the joint, when she dropped the joint, she didn't know y'all?
No. You know us.
Ooh, that was love.
Yeah, it was super love. Yeah, we didn't know her, never met her. And she was on.
Right. So then I got the momentum going, you know what I mean? She shouting y'all out.
Favorite song in the city.
Favorite song in the city.
We beat out like Black Thought. And The Roots was in the category. The Youngsters. Lux. 100X, Ram Squad. May have been made. I don't even think that was. It was pre-Major Figures. Major Figures was around our era.
Yeah, that's later.
It's the next chapter, but
Right.
there was all these people with videos and stuff. And we beat them for favorite song in the city at the Street Buzz. We couldn't even get in. Me and Black Anthem was out back. Couldn't even get in that joint. And Black Thought came out back and was like, "Yo, I think y'all got an award in that joint."
Right.
You know what I mean? And I knew him. I think I said earlier from freestyling into Y. And, you know what I mean? He always showed love consistently. Whenever he had a show, and I would catch up with him at a show, he'd give me the mic, let me spit.
Right.
Yeah, so it was always love, but our joint just started to fizzle out.
And he was solo at this time. He was just
He was part of the Root. It was the Square Roots, and then there was the Roots, but he was the MC.
Okay.
I don't remember. It was him and Malik. It wasn't the whole all the squad that they had
right.
after that.
Yeah, they had completely formed.
Quest. So our joint just started to lose altitude after a while, man.
Y'all wasn't doing nothing at that point.
93, 94, we was doing shows separately, like the Temptations. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Cosmic Kev brought us out, New Jersey. Shout out to Kev. His brother Kenny had died not too long before that, but me and Kenny used to do music together. They look like twins too back in the day, but Kev brought us out, let us shut down one of his shows. He had a radio show in Jersey. We freestyled, rhymed all night. We did Power 99. We did DAS interviews, just me, Black, and Khan, and talked about the realness of the record.
Right.
And the more we did that, it seemed like John started to pull back because we was letting people know that ain't a John Doe record.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And he had got booked a couple times too, I think. But he was out and trying to push it around the time that we was like, nah. Because I was like, man, nah. I was going everywhere, banging on doors. Nah, let us in. That ain't what's up.
Right.
And so, I was going crazy because I had put so much effort into that project. So then it just started to lose altitude, and them dudes started losing their hope with it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And that's when I ran into the ops. Because I was like, I ain't giving up.
Okay, so that's falling apart, and you're saying what? What's the move? I'm back solo.
Yeah.
Sorta, kinda.
Yeah, I mean the radio stuff started dying down, and we was doing songs.
Old songs or new songs?
Look, we was doing new songs, right? And we wasn't doing the old was over, but
well, okay.
yeah, we was doing songs and stuff like that with Miz and all that, but the radio stuff started dying down, and I still had that hunger to get better. I felt like I hadn't reached my peak yet.
Okay.
And I felt like I was growing to it, because before I had the ambition and the push, I felt like the other artists was better recording artists than me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And so I was coming into my own a little bit,
right?
And they was kind of watching the trail off of that record, they was stuck there,
right.
I'm like, yo, let's go out here freestyle.
So they were beginning. I mean, you were beginning, and it was kind of tailing off.
Yeah, it was like a real Busta Rhymes leader of the new school moment.
Right.
Y'all, I was feeling myself, and I thought Black Anthem was my roadie for a minute, because we both from the same block.
Right.
So it was nothing for me to call him. Kyle was supposed to be my partner, but he was just so burnt, feeling like his chance, he just was not trying to go out and do nothing.
Right.
And I was like, well, you do that then. You know what I mean? Black and me was going out, because Black was he had just come into his own. So we were still getting in ciphers, you know what I mean? A little.
Okay.
But he was getting high more. So I was like, damn, homie,
what you mean when you say high more? Mean high not wanting to go nowhere?
Yeah,
stagnated high.
Back. Yeah, smoking weed and falling way back. And I'm like, yo, what's up, man? Let's go. He wanted to make sure, because he was a star on that record. Right. So he wanted to make sure that something was going to be already popping before he showed up. And I'm like, yo, I don't know if it's going to be popping or not. Right. If something there's, MC's going to be there, let's just go. Right. I was still there. And he's like, let me know, call me if it's...
okay, so his laziness kicked in.
Yeah. Yeah, you could tell him I said it.
Right.
And them niggas know me.
So what's going on in your mind at this point? So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Let niggas see your decisions and what you gotta do.
I mean,
what's going on?
Yeah, in my mind, I was like, all right, Jay Khan ain't he ain't hungry no more. You know what I mean? The North Philly dude, he started trying to like, you know, I don't know what he was trying to do. Like he was he just seemed like he was waiting for somebody to recognize what we did, or he just ain't had a fire. So I just started moving out. I was riding places, just jumping out. If I'd be in Mount area, because I used to bang with a lot of chicks. I'd be somewhere up Philolina Street from Southwest, all the way up there, 2 in the morning, coming back home, and see a bunch of dudes on the bus stop bopping.
Right.
Like, I'm pulling over, jump out, go over, you know, you show first you show respect. You listen for a minute.
Right.
You know, make sure that you bop, catch a couple people, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Let them go ahead and coast, because you don't want to come in like the asshole. Right. Mm-hmm. And then you get the nod from somebody where they be like, go ahead.
Yeah, real nigga knows the real.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
As soon as I got that nod, you know what I mean? Like, I just open up, you know what I mean? Freestyle a couple rounds and dap everybody be out, you know what I mean? So I was still hungry.
So where you at far as, you know, just to put it in perspective, where you at far as life? How old are you at this point?
Man, I might be 21, 22, somewhere around there. Okay. Because I came back from Delaware. I turned 21 in Delaware because I went and bought this bottle of Cisco, and I didn't have to use fake ID. Remember that? You know what I mean? So I was like, all right. The lady was like, hey, I've been getting you all this time. You know what I mean?
I'm legit now, though.
Legit now, though, so you gotta give it. So
you 21, 22.
22.
You back solo.
Back in Philly.
And what's the move?
I mean, not really solo as much, but I'm moving out solo. We trying to record and all of that, but I'm moving out. I ain't just in the studio. I'm moving out solo. And dudes ain't rolling out.
So you're not moving out with the songs you're recording. You're just moving out.
There wasn't no way to do that back then. There ain't no internet. There ain't no internet. It ain't no. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
right.
You trying to get a deal.
Right.
You may try to get somebody to play something on the radio if it's mixed or mastered and all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's real.
But other than that, it wasn't no way to move out with disc makers.
Right. That's real.
You know, we was buying 2-inch reels. Like, it was a whole different process back then. You buying reels and reel-to-reels and...
Right. That's real.
You rehearsing before you go in the studio and everything lined up because you ain't digital. You ain't cutting and pasting hooks. You got to do the hook over. Right. You know, so it's like you getting songs done, but you can't really move out with them. You just trying to get a demo. You trying to get a demo together again. Right.
So what do you do? I mean, so would you put down rap? I mean, you know what I mean? Before we get to school, I'm trying to lead up to where we getting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for me, it was just moving out, being places, rhyming, and life, you know what I'm saying? But then, my man was at University of Delaware, and some stuff happened, and he got kicked out.
Delaware?
University of Delaware, yeah, my homie. So, he had some altercation with some people, and some people from Southwest that came down there and acted out, and from what I heard, it got different. And you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so he got kicked out as a result of his people coming down there and acting out.
Right.
Saying I had nothing to do with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But so he came back to Philly, and anyway, you know what I mean? He came back to Philly and went to Temple. So he had Temple. I started messing with this chick up Temple.
What? Cause you go to Temple at this time?
No, I don't know.
You just off the strength of him. Okay.
Yeah, I was going down University of Delaware off the strength of him. Usually down there deep, just hanging out.
So when he moved to Temple, it wasn't nothing abnormal.
Yeah, that was my man. So I brought him back to Temple. It was like, all right, well, you closer now. You know what I mean? So, and I started going up there hanging with him. And I had some broad in Johnson, Hardwick. This chick Eliza,
good old Johnson.
Yeah, she died. She passed away. But
wow.
I was messing with her.
Right.
And so I'm walking in the building with her one day, and my man B, and I see a cipher. See some heads bopping. I'm like,
first floor.
Yeah, out front.
Oh, in front before you get into the.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you remember that scene, right?
Yeah. I remember.
Out front near the benches.
Right.
See these dudes bopping, and I'm like, okay, all right. So my man B was like, yeah, I see you. I was like, yeah. So I've been waiting for. I'm thirsty for this.
Okay.
And so I walk up. Man, Caution beatboxing.
Your man Caution.
I ain't know him. Caution. Your man
Okay.
Caution.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Your frat brother. So he beatboxing, but I ain't know him.
Right.
And so this boy named B from New York was out there rhyming. Paradise.
Oh, you said P. I thought you said B.
Yeah, my man B, this boy named B.
Right.
He was out there. He don't rhyme now. Bilal. He was out there rhyming. My man Paradise was out there, I believe, and I think Brody Boy.
All of them was out there, or you just happened to walk up.
I just happened to walk up, and he was out there ciphering.
Okay, so he's beatboxing, and okay.
Yeah, Caution just beatboxing.
Right, and you just listen for a minute. You do your regular John.
Yeah,
let's say
regular
respect. Listen,
Yep.
listen. Bob today, get a couple
Give it
looks.
a nod.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to show humility because you don't know what you ain't never know.
Yeah. That's
Come in
real.
there like a lion and get ate up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Listening for a minute.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So you jump in, spit your shit. Then what?
Jump in and spit, and they was like, oh. And then the boy Bilal, he don't rhyme no more, but he was never like a serious MC. He was doing it for fun.
Okay.
I don't think he was trying to make a career out of it. I'll say it that way.
Okay.
So the boy Bilal came back with something else, and then I went again, boom, 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 spitting, and then I think somebody else rhymed, and everybody wasn't out there that day. Matter of fact, Brody wasn't out there, and Paradise wasn't out there that day.
So it's just call.
It's called beatboxing. There's a couple other people, and then people kept trying to get called to rhyme. So the crowd started getting a little bigger.
After you spit your verses.
Yeah, I mean, just
Okay.
it was going around in a cipher, and I
Okay.
think my man Black might have came
like,
up there, might have been with me, but there was a few people rhyming, and all I remember.
Regular Black from Susquehanna shit?
No, my man Black Anthem.
Okay,
I think he may have
okay.
been with me that day. I'm not sure. He was with me one of them days,
Okay.
and so but people kept saying, "Yo, call," and he was like, "I'm good," and he beatboxed. You know what I mean?
Right.
He was beatboxing for like an hour.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just carrying the beat, like.
Right. And you just trash it.
Yeah, I ain't even thinking that he rhymed.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm just like, okay, yeah, dude, he thorough as hell. He keeping the beat going.
Right.
And people kept, the New York Bulls kept saying, yo, call. And so he finally was like, all right. He was like, yo, I'm tired. And he said somebody else do the beat. And Tron. Man, Tron.
Ooh, good Tron.
Yeah.
Tron.
I think Tron stepped in and was like, all right, and started doing the beat. Caution just started baking the shit out of that shit. I was blown away. I was like, damn. Like, he just started, that's when he was kicking the joint. My corner weed bag hustle, keep their pockets bulging like a crack fiend calf muscle. Yeah.
Classic cool shit right there.
If you decide to step, fuck pride and rep. Use your calves and quadriceps so I could justify your death. Morally and legally. I leave him.
Yeah.
I was like,
that's
what
that word.
the fuck? Where did the fathers do that? You know what I mean? Like, and that was up my alley back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I felt like things was going to go from where they was at. You know what I mean? With my squad. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Because all we was talking about was chicks and getting money. You know, my verses was like, it's them top-notch bitches with, what is it? It's them top-notch niggas with something, and them top-notch players with gators and flip collars who get first pick of silver boot chicks and tricks and strip parlors. You know what I mean? Like, it was about talking about money and you know what I mean? Lifestyle stuff. Mm-hmm. And then Biggie came out and just collided into all of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Strong arm that whole thing, but that was the whole Thoroughbreds thing.
Right.
And so I was like, it's gonna go back to some MCing. Right. And that's where the verses started to change. And when he was hitting me with that, I was like, yo, this is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like,
so what y'all do? Switch y'all took numbers, exchanged numbers that night?
Nah, I don't even know if we exchanged numbers. No, I mean, we didn't.
No, y'all just stepped off to like respect, and you went on with your babe.
Yeah, I said, yo, what days y'all be out here?
Oh,
he was like, you know, we just be out here because it was too many people knew to be coaching him. Like, yo, come on, yo, man, I was like, they out here.
Right.
People know. You know what I
Right.
mean? People walking past, stopping, and the crowd formed quick. So I was like, yo, what days y'all be out here, man? He was like, yo, it just be happening, man. Just come through. And I was up there all the time, staying in the chick room. I practically was living there.
Right.
So it was one of them things where, I was just, and my man lived across the street in New Res.
Wow.
And so I was always up there. I ain't had job or nothing like that.
Well, tell me next time you meet up with them niggas. What that's
It
like?
was me looking out the window, seeing the crowd, seeing like the.
Cause you in the joint, the
I'm
girl.
upstairs with the chick, and I look out the window, or I come downstairs to go eat.
Right.
Cause we would go into, she would take me and swipe her joint and the calf, and I would go in there and eat. So I would come down and go in there to eat, and I look out the window, and you see dudes out there spitting. It's like, whoa.
Same boy.
I'll be back. Yeah, I kept telling her like, I'll be back. She's like, all right, go ahead. Go out there, same boys. You walk up. You know how it go. You walk up, start bopping. Somebody freestyle. You come in, start spitting.
So tell me about the time that it gets that you meet Carl on a personal level, when it gets personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know he's still out there and you dig him and he dig you, but when does it come like, yo, nigga, we need to at least keep in touch with each other? I ain't saying you dope, I ain't saying I'm dope, but I'm saying that we need to at least, tell me about that. How
I
that
mean,
go?
it just was like, I think it just evolved that way. It wasn't like before, because I ain't had no objective. All I wanted to do was stay rhyming. You know what I mean? Stay around people who was doing it. With Rumbletown, it was like, yo, it started off me going to Miz crib, like, I want to make a record, I want to make some money. You feel me? Like, and so pulling that together was all business, really. It was all like, yo, let's try to figure out how we gonna get a record out there, get some bread. You know what I mean? Get my mom out. You know what I mean?
Right.
I wanted money for college, real shit. Like, yo, I need to go ahead and learn what these business people learn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
these dudes count a lot of racks. We didn't use that term back then, but it's like, I need to know what they know.
Right.
With calling them, it was just hip hop. It was just love of hip hop. Cause I had already had a record on the radio all day, not just on overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like, on 3 different stations with no money.
Okay.
I ain't put up no money on my own.
Right.
This ambition and talent and determination got it there.
Right.
And then it came back to nothing. So I'd been burnt by the business. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I was like, all right, I just want to be better at rhyming, because in that, I was handling so much of the business. I wasn't really polishing my darts as an MC though. I didn't feel like I got a chance to just be the MC. I was always getting a call like, pick me up, yo, we trying to go to the studio. I was always coordinating everything there.
Okay.
So I ain't get to just be the MC. So now I'm just an MC.
Right.
So we just rhyme, and I'm just going home writing and just looking forward to the cypher. I ain't even thinking about recording. I ain't thinking about none of that. I'm just thinking about getting live as an MC. Remember, still ain't no internet.
Right.
So it's still a chance if I just get live as these dudes is helping me get better.
Okay.
As an MC.
Okay.
So I met Swiss.
Yeah, tell me about that introduction.
Because it came up with
and he's not an MC.
No,
so that's weird.
Carl was roommates.
Oh, okay. So like,
and he made beats.
I seen Carl so much. I just was like, yo, hey, what's up, homie?
Yeah, it was like, yeah, exactly. So I would see Carl and met Brody, and you know what I mean, ciphers with Brody, and then I was like, yo, this.
Because Brody and Carl was already friends.
Yeah, they was already cool.
Oh, okay.
So Brody and Carl, Paradise was up there.
What? So they introduced you to Paradise.
Yeah, I met P at one of the ciphers. He was a whole New York dude, like, you know what I mean?
Well, one of the ciphers without them? I'm just trying to distinguish if you met P through them or on a whole nother occasion, like he was somewhere else and he just happened to know Carl.
No, everything for me came together. You see, I wore it at Temple. Everything came together at Temple because it wasn't no exchanging numbers and all of that. I was up there all the time. So you come downstairs, one cipher is Carl, come back another time. He like, yeah, it's my man Brody. Hear Brody for the first time. I'm like, ew. So now Carl like, yeah, I'm spitting, Brody hearing me, like, ew. Now we listening. My man Black came up sometimes, and I was trying to tell him like, yo, it's something happening up here.
Right.
And he was like, fall back. All right, cool. Another cipher would be P. You know what I mean? And I'm like thinking that the rabbit hole ain't getting no deeper, and then me, you know what I mean? Like, it's another MC that come, because people started to come up there for them ciphers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you in a cipher, and it's just, go ahead.
Who else did you meet from that particular cipher?
It wasn't even one. I'm talking about, this is over the course of months and stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And then Carl was like, yo, we got beats. I was like, yo, let me hear your beats. One day called, I don't remember when, but he was like, yo, those beats is my man Swiss, like, come on up.
Right.
I went up to their joint, got to their floor, and the whole floor was smoky. And little Smoky Dope
I might
was
be
up
at
there.
the right place.
Yeah, Smoky Dope was up there.
Oh, my man, Smoke Dope. Oh, yeah, okay, that's the other black. That's the Susquehanna black.
Susquehanna black was up
there. Yeah, man.
And I was like, okay, I'm in the right place. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Swiss had the beats knocking in the room.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So then we spitting, rhyming with Swiss, and then who else came through there?
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna take this time to do my introduction, you know what I'm saying, of how the introduction came. So tell me, how did you meet Hussein?
Hussein.
Yeah.
How
you don't remember how you end up colliding with Hussein? It had to be one night. Okay, all right, Slum. How did you meet Slum?
Man, you killing me now, man. Like,
I mean, if you remember, you remember. I gotta go through the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
Hussein.
You gotta remember when they come in, because you understand. Okay, where you was at? What studio?
So.
What Swiss is making shit, man. Hussein came through.
No, it wasn't. I didn't meet Hussein at Johnson and Hardwick. I may have met him one time up there, but we ain't rhymed together, I think. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think I met him out front there one time, but I don't think he spit.
So it was just like a regular introduction.
Yeah, we just chopped, because we was still young dudes,
real shit.
Young dudes just chopping it.
Right.
It was still like part of that context though, because Brody had battled Dice Raw or something, and we still was all like talking amongst each other as peers. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And but we wasn't always out there rhyming. You know what I mean? Like, and so I met him that one time up there, and then me and Carl, P, Brody started rhyming more often together. I started getting matter of fact, Carl started coming through because he was out Darby, so he started coming through Third Story a couple of times, and I was still recording with Rumbletown and meeting them dudes. So he came through, did ad-libs on a couple of our songs. Another one that got on the radio, that was just the three of us. And so like he was still coming around, so me and Carl started getting tighter. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And then we started rolling out more. And I think that's where it started to be like, oh. Then we had Aaliyah, the chick Aaliyah. She was connected to Whitney Houston back in the day. Her aunt was connected to Whitney Houston. So they had this big plush studio. Did you ever go out Jersey with us? You went to the studio out Jersey?
Yeah. Well, you talking about when me and Max, it was Max and all. That's when Max was rhyming.
Yeah. We went
out there. Yeah. Plus, we in the back playing PlayStation and yeah.
So that's like when I started meeting more and more people.
Like more people.
In a studio setting, because we ain't had no studio. Swiss ain't had no studio.
Right. Okay. So let me back up. So before, okay. So I won't do that with you. But the core is you, Carl, Brody, and P. Is the core relationship at Temple.
Yeah, so
everybody else comes later. Everybody else comes later because you're gonna meet everybody through these individuals.
I met them through the
individuals, right?
You feel me? So I guess me and P will have a similar story, right? Because it's like I knew Jern already. You know what I mean? Jern was part of my circle going way back.
No, see, that's what I'm saying. Let me go back. How did you meet Jern?
I met Jern at Children's Hospital. We was both working there. So he was an artist. You know what I mean?
Well, he was already in this shit.
Doing music.
He wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
What you mean? He was artist, like draw shit?
Drawing.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I was working there. He was working there. When I first met him, he was drawing. So I met Jern. He was a young boy. I don't even think he was out of high school yet. You know what I mean, so me and him got cool. He might have rhymed a little bit, but we got cool from working together over them years there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so so I knew Jern already. I met Slum at Cypher up Temple.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I met Shebang there, Wild Bill up Temple.
Yeah. All of them come later.
Man.
No, I was just interested because I usually ask everybody, you know, how did they meet? But I see
meet
that come
everybody
later.
Independently. I met everybody in them ciphers.
In those ciphers.
You dig me? So it wasn't really later. It was like no relationship was getting established. It was just, oh, all right, yeah, what's up? Like it's another cipher that I come down and Slum there again.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh, all right, we chop it. We wind up hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All of us MCs wind up hanging out after we unciphered and all that. So it was like that.
So
that's what I remember. Now, Carl might have better memory, but
Right. Tell me about the night you met Angel Dust.
ain't Slum brought her through. That was years later.
Huh?
Slum and Bang brought her through.
And then she spit. It was on some yo Buff. Bust this.
Yo, but yeah, Slum and them was like, yo, she dope. They've been working with her. By this time, me and Carl was roommates. Cause I had enrolled in Temple. My man made me enroll.
Shit.
Yeah,
okay.
I was like,
plus you was down there 90% of the
yeah,
time
like,
anyway.
Dude, you might as well enroll. Like, don't go back around the way. You gonna wind up dead in jail. You go back around the way.
Right.
And so he was like, I'll get you in. And he walked me through all. I mean, he like literally made me go to all the bird start. Like, I ain't know nothing about it. So he literally made me go to all them different offices and made me like fill out the joint. Like, all right, we gonna go fill out the. We gonna go do this.
Make sure that you was on it.
Yeah, he ain't even let me fade because I was like, man, college for you, it ain't for me, homie.
Right.
He made me go through, and then when I got accepted, I was like, damn,
Yeah.
I'm in this bitch.
Early.
Yeah, like damn.
So now you like, yo, I'm in this bitch. I got these niggas I'm spilling with.
And then now Carl was looking for a room. He was looking for a place. So I had an apartment, and Carl was on campus, and he was like, yo, I'm not gonna be on campus again. And I was still messing with the same broad, but I was bumping into him. I was like, yo, I'm gonna need a roommate. He was like, yo, what's up? I roommate with you, cause my homie, me and him had fell out, and it was like,
so y'all gonna roommate in Temple?
Yeah, we roommated off campus.
Oh, off campus.
Yeah.
Oh snap.
Yeah, so we roommated off campus, which was the 45th Street joint.
Yeah.
Right, so it started off on campus rhyming, bumping into him. I was messing with the chick, whatever, and then it turned into.
It's roomy. Now it's just like.
It was just like I
meant to be at this point, cause it's like, you know what I mean.
That was when Tupac died. I never forget. So Tupac died, '96. It was and then Biggie died after that.
Right.
And that was that year. So that September, me and Carl, I was like, yo, September of '97 is when we moved in. I was like, yo, what's up? He was like, yo. Alright, yeah, because he was like, yo, let me move with you, man. Like, because I was like, I'm trying to get a 1-bedroom or something. He was like, yo,
let's do it.
Yeah, we found a spot around the corner. He helped me move my whole apartment.
Right.
And then he moved in. Next thing you know, that dude just had MCs coming through. Like, all the ciphers started coming there.
Okay, and this is the point where you really meet everybody. You meet everybody.
Well, I met everybody before, but now it's like, now we got a hub.
Okay. I just want to make sure I ain't missing nobody. How you meet Nitty? That was from basically Wild Bill.
Yeah.
Ron
Nitty from Wild Bill. Ron from Brody.
Brody, basically. You know.
Once we got the apartment, man. Yeah, like. Because once we got the apartment, because I met everybody in ciphers up Temple, and because you remember them ciphers up Temple. It'd be 50. You look up, it'd be 100 people outside around us. We'd be rhyming for hours. So I met everybody up there over the course of like 2 or 3 years, like all them ciphers. Then when me and Carl started rooming together, you know, people started coming through on a consistent, like, yo, I'll be back next week, or what time I'll be back Friday, or so it started to be more consistent versus just happenstance.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like.
Tell me about when you met Sandman. You met Sandman.
I met Sandman at a cipher.
At a cipher, other than Temple or
Temple.
Temple.
Yeah.
Again.
Temple used to be popping, man. Temple,
Yo.
was you up there a lot like that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, my introduction to Sandman.
Was that Temple?
Yeah, Sandman introduced me. You know, it's just crazy how it goes down. But that's my introduction to Temple. So that's what I'm saying. At this time, it seemed Temple was just swimming with dope dudes.
Yeah. Dice Raw came up there to battle Brody.
Man, I battled Dice Raw.
Did you?
Yeah. No, I battled Dice Raw early in our career. We was in junior high.
Okay.
But that's how I personally know Dice Raw.
I just seen him at a black tie event, believe it or not.
Where, yeah, I know he was doing his thing. I say he was doing a lot of Freedom Theater shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
good looking out to him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Respect. You know what I'm saying?
I saw him last month.
Okay, so I ain't missing nobody, Brody. Okay, got them. So okay, so now y'all moving and tell me when got me into it's popping because a lot of MCs are coming through.
Yeah, now
but
my
tell
MCs
me,
is coming, like people I know is coming through, and I had the back room. You remember? I had the back room. I had the stereo system. I had.
Right. Hey, yo, you didn't even bring no flash drive.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't.
I got one in the car though.
No, but you was supposed to give some shit to get some shit.
I don't have nothing on flash drive.
No, but I'm saying you were supposed to bring that catalog.
I don't have it on flash drive.
Well, wait, no, you could have put it on flash drive. It's on your computer. You could have put a flash drive in.
The catalog that I got, that people be talking about, is all on cassette.
No.
I'm telling you.
No. Alright, well, let me get to the point. You got a joint. You hold a joint that I did with Hussein. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, on the SWAT soundtrack. On the SWAT soundtrack that we was doing for the SWAT soundtrack. Yeah, and I kind of killed that verse.
Where's that? I don't got that.
No, I heard you had it. Matter of fact, and then I remember one night. Because one night you was like, come down, you know what I mean? I'm with Bill, I'm fucking recording. And you were like, nobody don't come down. I don't know. And I don't know where that song ended up being. But it was around Adorable / SWAT time. Well, I'm just trying to get that from you.
Look for it, man. Like
that verse was killer. I killed it.
You crushed the hell out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, you remember that?
I can't remember the verse, but I remember I was like, "Yo, Tiz is fucking this shit."
Yo, that
what
particular
joint was
verse.
it? A SWAT joint.
There was a SWAT joint. No, it was a SWAT joint. Cause remember, we was doing Adorable
we never
first.
Finished it.
Yeah, once that SWAT shit came, we kind of flocked our shit to everybody's like, yo, SWAT is what's the will, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever we doing, that's on street.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
SWAT came, we full at that.
Hell yeah. Because Benny was directing that joint.
Right. But let me not lose track. So back to so now tell me at 45th Street when it becomes official, and tell me about the name when you officially stamped this shit as Black Ops, because you like I said, you got the house and everybody's coming along, and you know what I'm saying, but it ain't nothing official really. It's just a pool of fucking dope MCs. Yeah, so tell me about y'all get the apartment, and then take me from there to where you like, yo, I got this. I mean, obviously you had a vision if you coming up with the Black Operations, and you already had broken down to the Black Ops.
It was the Empire first though. Remember that?
The Empire. No, I wasn't privy to that. But tell me about that. Tell me about that.
That's the tune. That's the shit.
Oh yeah. That night was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the joint.
You know what I'm saying? I got pictures and shit.
Yeah, dude. It's an archive. But the music, I got it.
It's crazy. Go on, I'm listening to you, brother.
The Black Ops, it was the Empire first. We was calling it when we was going to Jersey with Aaliyah.
Okay.
He was like, yeah, that's why Brody was like, my entire empire on them songs, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so it was like, we was calling it the Empire. Okay. That was just a name to just call ourselves. Remember, you wasn't at that. Wasn't you at the meeting?
But I went out Jersey. Meeting, right? I wasn't at the meeting, but I was out Jersey that night when all of us, we was deep as shit out there, and we made that amazing song that night.
Yeah, I got a picture from that night too.
Yeah, so would you happen to have a song? No.
Well, I don't know, dog. I hope I do.
Yeah. I know, because that was when we was tearing it up. We was tearing it up at that point. But I would say P is the most improved MC. I was just telling Carl that.
Paradise.
Dog. At that time, P was cool, but he wasn't who he was after that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was. I mean, not to take from him because he was good. He was good. But he turned out to be great. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what he did. I don't know where he went. I don't know what he studied. But at that point in Jersey, because I remember that time.
Jersey.
I remember that time, and me and Sai was going back to back on that verse. I remember that time. I remember P. P was cool, and I was telling a call. We was at some show, and it's like back of a school, and the joint was closed, and we sat in the back. It was like these black gates. When we sat in the fucking driveway, and we just spilled, cause I don't know, we couldn't go in or what happened with going in, but we met up with P and them, and we was just we ciphered in that driveway, and they was like, yo, where this nigga been? You know what I'm saying? Like he had just came off like that.
Yeah, P. I always thought P was dope, man. Like I always thought he brought something different. Like,
Yeah.
You know what it was? I couldn't predict. Like I couldn't see where he was going with the verse, and I used to dig that. I ain't know how to put a label on it.
Right.
Not saying it had to have one, but like this is a throwback from Jersey. Me, Slum, and Jern.
Wow. Young.
Yeah, right.
Youth is a motherfucker.
But
yeah, take me back to the time where it was final, and you say, yo, you know, I want
we
to
had
put
a meeting. Remember? So I thought you was there. We was at the crib, and it's funny you brought P up because we was all at the crib at the apartment, and it had just been like
45th Street.
Yeah, so many people have been coming through like crazy to that joint, and I think we was just saying we was the Empire. Cause it was just me and Carl. It was like so many MCs and so many branches. You know what I'm saying? Like we felt like all the dopest people in the city we knew. All the dopest people in the city to us was coming through at that time. You feel me?
Right. Classical.
Yeah, right.
Classical.
All the dopest people in the city was coming through at that time. You know what I'm saying? And so we was fucking with the Empire shit, but then we was like, we had a meeting. And everybody was there. Nitty was there. I thought you was there.
Yeah, I don't know. I could have been. I'm missing in action.
Everybody was there.
Carl was just asking me, like, outside I get on so many songs more than you. I just wasn't there. I don't know where I was at. I can't account for where I was at, but like, I was.
It was never a group, man. That's why the fraternity thing made more sense to me. You know, right. I wish I had thought of that back then. You know what I mean? But it was never really a group. It was a frat. We come together to do what we do together. We support each other. But then after that, we stomping in our different directions.
Right.
You know what I mean? But, you know, it's like that Q shit or whatever, the alpha shit. Like, you hear that name, you hear that call, and it's like a bat signal, like people coming. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's all. I think that's what we were. Hip-hop's first fraternity, because that's what it was more like.
Right.
It was more like a frat. You know what I mean? So, and we was all at the crib. And everybody was talking about being black ops because it gave us the ability to kind of like, it was black operations, right? Because when did I hear that shit? I heard that shit in a movie or something. And it was like, it gave us the ability to kind of be dope as we was, but not be picked apart. Like it made it created a marketing, the ability to market us in the shadow. Cause remember, we wasn't all eating and like it was times we was broke, you know what I mean? Like, and this is when everybody was all shiny but our music was dope as fuck. So it was like, all right, so here's a way for if we not able to put that shit on and throw that, you know what I mean, and have all and be flossing and all, like, which is what the industry was looking for at that time, right? Then let's Dark Man X this shit. Let's make the industry bend in our direction. Like, no, we black operations. You're not supposed, never saw us coming. That was the plan. You ain't supposed to see us like that. You're supposed to just hear this shit and know that we don't. You're supposed to be looking for us. You're supposed to see us when we want to be seen.
Right. If
you lucky enough for us to fucking show you.
Right. But you was the first one to see this. To have this vision.
Been through it before.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it was like looking at us and like looking like we not a unit at all. we get in the booth, we get on songs together, like that. Watch this. I think you forgot this. Nigga, who's the most hottest and most raw? Remember that shit we did in Jersey, and Teen got on that shit. Like when you listen to that,
Classic shit.
what people would envision is us moving out like the Woo, but that wasn't us.
But that wasn't us.
So it was like, if you package it that way, you know what I mean? If I tell you I'm bringing you a bunch of like, man, I got the dopest crystal china glasses ever, and then you like, let me see that shit. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. You like, oh man, my imagination had these dudes as the Woo, the Philly Woo, but when they come, they arguing over here, and these, you know what I'm saying? They like, how we gonna get anything done with that? So it was like, all right, let's find some way to match it to what the music sounds like, without it having to. So it gives us time to work on getting it there. So it don't have to hold the music back, because people was eating the music up, and we challenged each other, and we worked together, and that's something that ain't seen. Like the support we gave each other, what didn't have to be coached out. And I was in a situation before that where you had to coach it out. So I saw it like, yo, whatever this is, it's special as fuck. Because it ain't like the support that dudes is giving each other for verses and rhymes and just the appreciation, no hatred, no jealousy, and none of that. This ain't normal. I've been around for a minute. So it was like, this is some special shit, and it's attracting the dopest dudes I ever heard, and they all unique. You know what I mean? And they all still developing. And it's like, all right, we doing this music, and it's sitting. Like, how do you how do you encapsulate it to protect it? Because the leeches is gonna come. So you gotta put something on it before some leeches come in, try to stamp it too. You know what I mean? And so that's when the blackopz shit came. We had a meeting. And I don't know if you remember, that's the meeting where P stood up and was like, I don't know, dude, but I ain't gonna never be broke. Remember that?
No, I wasn't there.
He's like, yo, man, look, I ain't never gonna be worried about being broke.
I know he was working at ABC or some shit. Anyway, NBC,
CBS, yeah.
And so he was always good.
And he always had people that, you know what I mean, it was all in his rhymes, this stuff he was living, you know what I mean? So, and then Jern was like, yeah, well, you know what I mean, I always been doing my own thing. I ain't trying to let nobody hold me back. Like, it was, everybody was giving their testimony. And then that's when we was like, all right.
This is before he get with cannabis.
Yeah.
Before Germ. Before.
This was when he was getting ready to do his single.
Right.
When he was getting signed, man.
Right. He's still getting his rep at
cannabis.
this point.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and he, you know, everybody was giving their testimony, like, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like, yo, well, here go my story. You know what I mean? And so, but I think everybody was kind of recognizing, like, yeah, this is some good shit that we got going on. And so let's see what happens with it. If we gonna start screaming that blackopz thing and try to create a brand that's gonna benefit us all, then all right, this is what it is. And I think it was like 13, 14 people.
Right.
I mean, but we ain't know to call it a frat. That would have made it so much easier. That was a difficult thing. People kept trying to make it a group, and that just created confusion, because it's like, it's not a group. You know what I mean? If you see a show, say Wu-Tang gonna be here, and you go and it's Meth, Raekwon, and Ghost, you ain't mad if they put on a dope show.
Right, that's real.
You feel me?
That's real.
If you go to another Wu-Tang show and it's the Jizza, you know what I mean? And you know, damn, I can't even think of nobody else off the top. But you know what I'm saying? It's
Old
like
Dirty.
Old Dirty.
You got, right.
And they put on a hell of a show, then you like, man, that's what's up. That's all Wu.
Right.
Which ones was it? People even ask you, which ones was there?
Right. That's right.
And that's what I was trying to think, like, because we ain't at the point where we can say, all right, here's who we all gonna be at every show doing.
Right. So you make blackopz. I mean, you think of the name, but when you go forward, how are you thinking I'm gonna bottle this shit?
Is that what people saying that I made the name?
No, I mean I'm assuming you made the name. You said you heard it in the movie.
Yeah,
so
I did.
I'm
I heard it in the movie.
Right. So I'm just saying I seen you seen the vision, but you shortened it to Black Ops. That was dope shit.
Yeah,
but I'm saying so you're seeing the vision.
Yeah.
No one said that you said.
No. I ain't mad.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you get the vision, and now you're thinking, okay, I got this, got Black Ops as a name, as a whole. It could be what I think it could be, but now you're thinking, how I'm gonna package this shit? It's 13 motherfuckers.
I think that was why it was Black Ops.
Not specifically you gonna package it, but I mean you think you're already there before anybody else is there, so you're gonna think about.
I'm thinking like it is a thing. It just don't have a name. It's already a thing.
Right.
It was a thing at Temple.
Right.
Because we'd be on campus in the basketball. We did the shit for the basketball team, and people was like, "Yo," people running names down.
Right.
Yo, what's up? When y'all gonna be back? Where y'all gonna be at? Like y'all, and people would be naming us all together. Yo, you know Price, Brody, calling them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, damn, they picking who they like to hear. There's other people in them ciphers that went to the campus.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Y'all came up and visited, but it was other MCs that lived on campus. But they was like, yo, Paradise, Price, and Brody and them, or Caution and Brody and P and them. And so they putting us together. And then when we all would get together, period, and dudes were coming up that was dope, they was coming back telling us. So it was already a thing, it just ain't have a title.
Okay.
It just ain't have no name for it. So it wasn't even a looking for a vision thing. It was just like, shit, just make it something. It's all, we already moving out.
Right.
I walked around. Remember Slum Bang had blonde hair?
Blonde hair?
Yeah, do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
They dyed their hair blonde.
No, I remember that. I remember one color
He ain't talking about that when he came up.
They was double Cisco. Oh shit.
We was downtown walking around like we was MCs. We ciphered and we move out together.
Right.
We was downtown looking for some chick crib years ago, man. It was funny as shit. We had a fun ass time, but it was like, damn, it was always us.
Right. So what time was it time for the business side? I mean, you know, tell me about that.
I think when the music.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Take me back to the night that Carl said that take me the night that Fat Joe was down the gallery.
Oh,
yeah, I didn't know you got picked down there.
Yeah,
I ain't know because we all split. Yeah, I was there. I ain't get picked though. On some real shit, I ain't get picked. Jim Stee got picked too.
Did he?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, Jim Stee got picked. But tell me that, cause Fat Joe had came to town. I think they were doing
the Source.
Was it the Source
magazine?
And they was doing a bunch of MCs. They was doing a calling call.
Yeah,
it was a calling call for MCs to come down there.
Source magazine.
I think it was. Right.
Yeah, it was like
around that time. But it was Fat Joe is the only person I remember.
It was Heather B.
Yes, that was her. She was there.
Heather B. Carlito, believe it or not, was on the panel.
Carlito, the spokesboy, the radio talent.
No, he was the CEO of the Source.
Oh shit! Carlito. Oh shit! Yeah,
he was running Source magazine, so he was there.
Oh, okay.
Riv was there, believe it or not.
Riv, the beat boy?
Yeah, our beat boy.
Yeah, hey yo, tell me how you ended up meeting Riv.
Through Carlito and them, through Riggs. So it was like, so you want to know how the business part came? It started a little bit with Leah going to Jersey. So Leah wanted to manage. She was at Temple with us. Wanted to manage me and Carl.
Yeah.
And then P. And then we started pulling all y'all like, shit, we got a studio. Like, let's go. Right. Just going up there, recording, banging out joints. So that's when it started being business at that point. You know what I mean? To answer that question.
Because that was like a blessing right there, because Riv had the sound.
That was before Riv. That was Veda Nobles, the boy who did Lauryn Hill, all her stuff. And then he wound up suing her for that first album and still probably suing her.
Yeah, for what? Education and Missing?
Yeah, he was writing he wrote and produced.
That shit like 20 years still going on. 20
he had
years.
like he produced all of it and they get him credit.
Because she said she did it to herself.
Yeah, but he did all the stuff. He was at Aaliyah's with us. You don't remember, but he was doing our stuff at Aaliyah's.
Oh, okay.
Right to the Fat Joe stuff, bro.
Cool. With the Fat Joe, so the Source magazine battle, right? So Yeah, Carl would bring that shit up. So, what's the name? So we down there, we go down there, me, him, and P, and they got this battle joint in the gallery. It's packed.
Yo, it's packed. That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying.
Every level was packed.
Every level, that shit was packed out of there. And I think you had got like 30 seconds, 60 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And so I went up there, called cursed. He got disqualified.
Oh, what?
Yeah, P ain't rhyme. P wasn't no battle MC though. It was a battle.
Oh, it was a battle.
Yeah, it was rap battles. And so P, P
I mean, you
wasn't
wanted
no battle rap.
There was enough MCs for you to want to spit that work, which made it a rap battle.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the competition. When you
battle.
look,
Did they have
it was
voters?
1,000 people up there. You
Yeah.
like, I'm spitting
Yeah.
my best shit. I'm spitting, or damn near. You couldn't curse though.
You couldn't
that was
curse.
the thing. Yeah, you
Yeah,
couldn't
you
curse.
get
That was the
disqualified
thing.
for cursing.
Yeah,
But it was battles. It was definitely rap battles.
but the niggas was coming with it though.
Yeah, and P was like, you know, he was, you know what I mean? He was making songs back then.
Right.
So me and Carl went. So Carl went first. And he
You had
cursed.
to wait a long time?
Huh?
You had to wait a long time?
That was long enough time.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, yeah, it was
Yeah,
a
it was a
thousand
nice minute, yeah.
dudes out there.
So Carl went first. He rhymed. And he cursed in like the first line. And they disqualified him. He was like,
They stopped him, they were like,
they
finish.
stopped him. He was like, ah. And then they stopped the music, all that, no cursing, And so then I went and fucked that shit up. I don't know what rhyme I kicked. I
Without
freestyled
cursing.
some of it. Yeah. Cause I saw him, I was like, all right.
See, that's
don't
skill.
curse, don't curse,
When
don't
you can't cuss, when you don't cuss, that's skill.
Yeah, that was some joint. Oh yeah, I remember what joint I was kicking. I kicked the joint. The joint that'd be like, how can nature make this? How could God create this DNA matrix more venomous than snake pits? That joint. You know what I mean? And was battling this boy. I forgot his name. And then I was like, I pulled Fat Joe in it, put his song in it.
Okay,
And I was like, something, should I stop now?
Yeah, I tried
Lean
that.
over and ask
yeah.
Heather B if I should put my Glock down.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And he jumped up and slammed his, stood up and slammed his pad on the table like, that's what the fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, and then my time was up. And then I was like, all right. Heather B was like, all right, that's what's up. Ain't nobody come tell me nothing.
But at all.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, you know, I'm thinking somebody gonna come over and be like, all right, come right over here, sign up. You going? Nobody came over and said. I came off the stage and was standing there, and they was like, all right, next we gonna have the DJs battle.
Yeah.
I was like, I was like, all right,
Yeah.
all right, I guess that's it. What the fuck, like,
Yeah.
all right, fuck it. So me and Carl and P was like, it's a bar down here, you know.
Yeah.
So we go down
good.
there, we sitting in the bar, watching the game, laughing.
Wait, it's still in the gallery?
In the gallery, the little joint, the little bar, it's the only bar.
Right.
Yeah, so we sitting there throwing them back. We getting fucked up. So we drunk as shit. And then we come staggering out the bar, walking back like, man, let's go check, see what's going on with the joint. So we go back, and my man Big John, who had did my ease back joint, he runs up. He's like, yo, where you been? They was looking for you. I was like, they was looking for me. He was like, yeah, he was calling your name, and yeah, I mean, they was, oh man, we've been looking for you, So he rushes me right to the front. Now I'm blurry.
Right.
I mean, I'm tore up. Like I thought it was over.
Yeah.
Last thing I thought, somebody gonna come grab me and put me on stage.
Right.
I was barely walking.
Right.
So he grabbed me and pulled me. I'm like, damn, dog. Like, he throws me on stage. The lights is hitting me. I'm like, and they throw the beat on, dog. I'm like,
What you got? Spill again?
yeah, I gotta battle this dude.
Oh.
That's a movie shit.
Yeah,
shit.
so I gotta rhyme again. I'm in the next round. I'm like,
I
they
know
didn't
it was
even tell
around.
me it was another round.
Yeah, we think
Their business.
Yeah, so I'm up there like half drunk. I'm trying to spit the verse, and I had something I spit that was, it still came out alright, but
Right.
I think I cursed.
So you ended up getting this.
Yeah, I cursed in it because I was drunk, and I'm
Right.
like slurring and cursed a little bit, and then they was like, oh, like I seen Heather B and Fat Joe was like, damn. And then I'm like, they stopped the music on me, and I'm like, yo, stop the music. They was like, you cursed. I'm like, I'm beefing with somebody, and slipped off the stage.
Oh.
Yeah, but it was cool though because I was killing it.
Right.
When I was spitting, I was killing it. And so I'm baking a joint, and the crowd was with me, like go, like. But then I cursed, and then they cut the music, and I'm cursing at the ball, like cutting the music off or something, and slipped. It was like a dip in the stage, and I slipped, and I fell on the judges' table. And I'm on the judges' table. I'm still beefing. That's how drunk I am. I'm like, no, fuck, turn the music. You know what I mean? I'm on the judges' table, but the judges was running over, grabbing my hand, like, yeah, nigga, like,
you the dude.
You that dude. Like, come on, yeah.
I know you fell, but
but pull me up. I'm still. I get up ramming still, like, no, man, fuck that, like. And they was like, yo, you can't curse, you can't curse. And they was like, and the whole audience was upset, like, no, let him go, let him go, let him go. It was like, all right, fuck it. Right. So I got disqualified. That's how I remember it. You know what I mean?
So what was the result of that? So then you end up, you know what I mean?
We left.
No, I'm talking about what was the result. Also, nothing ever became of that.
Oh yeah. So later on, after that, we got with this boy from New York. Benny Boom introduced us to, who was trying to manage us, named Mike, Hawaii Mike. And so Mike was like, yo, I'm going to take y'all to the Source magazine and introduce y'all to my man over there, see if I can get y'all right up.
So this the meeting of Carlito
and Riggs and Riv.
Okay.
And so Riv wasn't there that day. It was this Carlito Rodriguez. He was editor-in-chief. And so Mike takes us around there to the Source magazine, and we sitting in his office. Riggs come in. He was still working there. This was before he was at Shady. And so he come in and he like, me and Carlito talking. And Carlito was like, he listening to us and you know, he kind of like, okay, all right. He interviewing us basically. Okay. He like, yeah, all right. He wasn't really sold yet. He's like, well, I gotta hear some of the music and you know what I mean, blah blah blah. Then he was like, wait. He's like, you familiar as hell.
Talking to you.
Yeah, and somehow he realized that I was the bull that was at the joint, was at the battle.
Down the gallery.
Yeah. And he was like, yo, that was you? And I was like, yeah. He was like, yo, man, what happened? Yo, like, yo, that was you? Man, we was looking for you and you killed it. So we started loosening up the conversation. And he was like, yo, he called his man, he called Riv.
You on the spot?
Yeah, he called Riv on the spot. Like, yo, I'm sending some dudes to you. You know what I mean? And he told him, like, yo, it's the boy from the gallery. He said, man, I've been looking for you. He's like, I've been looking for you.
Because Riggs was looking for y'all too.
Riggs wasn't.
Oh, but Riggs
was just a writer at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But Carlito was looking for us.
Right.
Riv, you know what I mean, our producer up Northeast, Riv and Carlito was best friends. So he called Riv up like, yo, man, I'm sending some people to you back in Philly. He's like, yo, go see my man. He got a studio. He gonna give y'all beats. And he's like, yo, man, he walked us all the way out, though. He was like, yo, man, I was looking for you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, he's like, yo, man, he was cracking up. He's like, yo, man, you was mad as shit. Like,
yeah,
yeah, dog. Like, so it was just cool. It was good shit.
So when you met Rhythm,
yeah,
because I always get that. Now that I get to the day, I see it's Riggs, it's Riz, and it's Rhythm.
Yeah,
they always got them names confused. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Rhythm is the bull who, when he came to you, when you hooked up with him, he had the soundtrack for Black Ops.
Yeah,
period. He had.
That was like it was Riz was he was the best thing to hit since Swiss. You feel me?
Yes.
Like it was just like it was like home again. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But Riv, what people don't know about Riv is he was an accomplished. He worked at Rough House Records. He was an in-house mixer.
Oh, okay. People when Rough House was banging. Yeah. So Riv, even though the Fallout Shelter studio was modest, he had honed his craft at Rough House Records. Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So he mixed a lot of stuff, engineered a lot of stuff. Riv did Jump, the crisscross joint.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gave that to he ain't like it. He programmed it, didn't like it. Jermaine Dupri was walking past his room and was like, yo, what's that? He was like, man, some shit I ain't really fucking with.
Right.
And he was like, you doing it? You want it? Gave it to him. That became Jump.
Jump still get money today. They play that in basketball arenas to this day. That's in heavy
That's Riv.
rotation.
Riv is, he calls himself the Forrest Gump of hip hop.
Wow.
Riv is responsible for Nas getting his deal.
Really?
Riv was the reason that Nas was on Live at the Barbecue.
Wow. Well, you know what's name take credit for that? Search MC. Search.
Live at the Barbecue, his cameo on
Right. He say Search say he.
Riv connected all of that. Riv found Nas, and he was at Rough House, Columbia.
Right.
Riv is the one that was like, yo. Riv is the reason that boy got discovered like that. Riv pushed that dude like, yo, y'all need to fuck with this dude.
Right. So you
Because he's from New York. Riv originally from New York. So.
Okay. So y'all meet up and he give what's the first banger? So when you meet up with Riv, is what y'all about to begin to make First Strike?
Yeah, no, we wasn't even thinking First Strike. It was funny because we was just trying to get something done to get back to the source for the unsigned hype joint.
Cause y'all had that plug.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that was Benny Boom connected us to the boy Mike Salmon, and Mike took us around to the source.
Right.
And so it was funny because we got the Riv crib up in the north. We back in Philly.
Right.
So we get to his crib and he started playing and we meet him. He humble, but Riv is 100% genuine. You know what I'm saying? He not that dude that hear that you dope and don't let you know. You know what I mean?
He'll say it.
Yeah, he'd be like, oh shit. And it didn't take long to realize you was dealing with something different. That even though you sitting in his basement, it ain't take long to recognize like, yo, this dude way bigger than this basement. The way he was tweaking stuff and had stuff sounding, it was like, yo, this dude is a master at whatever it is he doing right now. And he was playing beats. He had a MC he was working with before, but he was like, yeah, we don't do the disappeared and all of that. He was playing the beats, and we was like, me and Carl was like, yo, what the fuck? It was just me and Caution.
Right.
And we was like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I went in and did that Shangri-La joint. I don't know if you got that.
Shangri-La don't.
We got plans for paradise one day. But where we live at now, we gotta face this gunplay. It ain't no Shangri-La. It's hang 'em high, bang or die.
No, I don't sound familiar.
Yeah, Monday through Sunday.
But so that's the first joint that y'all did together?
That's the first joint that I did. I did
with
solo.
with him, okay.
Yeah, with Riv. And so I spent like 4 verses on that joint because the beat was just grinding and running. And Carl went in there and did New Day, the first full version of that.
Right.
And they was like, yo, it was on and running from there.
So
we
y'all
back all the time.
Y'all just recording regular.
Yeah, just going back through their recording.
So tell me about how First Strike get formulated. Again, this is your idea, I think, because you're the one with the vision. You see the shit coming down the pike. I mean, this is real shit. I mean,
I feel y'all.
It is what it is. No, it is what it is. Give it a fucking name.
Every time people put
what I mean?
Crown, I realize how heavy this gonna make my head.
I mean, hey, listen.
I mean? Like,
well, listen. I ain't lied.
I feel
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, what the
gotta
fuck?
accept the failure.
Yeah, yo.
You know
what I'm
I mean?
saying? So when it's good, get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bathe in that.
No, but it's
So,
real. The First Strike was kind of like, it was reactive. It wasn't proactive. It wasn't the vision. It was just like.
Well, what was the reaction of?
So basically,
got Riv in your pocket.
Yeah, Riv was there.
Getting
but Carl just started like he's the executive producer. He's the Barry Gordy. You know what I mean? Carl the one that be pulling in the voices like, yo, you know who we need to get on this one? You know who sound good on this one? Hey, Price, kick that verse you spit for me the other night over this beat. Like, Carl's the one that got the ear for. He orchestrate the hell out of that shit. Okay. I come up with hooks and choruses. Usually, they was part of my verse. I took longer to write than everybody.
Right.
And I'm like, look, all right, here's what I got. Let's just throw that on the chorus
Right.
to complete the song
And
because
they're usually the first 8 bars of the rhyme.
the 8 bars of my verse. You know what I mean? My vocal register is different than I told Carl that all the time. Like, man, you pound through verses. You know what I mean? Because we be sitting there writing together, and this dude got like 6 verses done, and I'm still trying to. Because mine is more like woven together. Like, I'm like
It's
weaving a
linked. It
tapestry.
links, and not every link can link on.
Yeah.
It has to be a certain way.
So I'm sitting there building like a Jenga tower.
Right.
You feel me? And
Right.
he got like Legos.
Right.
He just snapping them together like I'm done. You
Right.
feel me? And they dope.
Dope.
Yeah,
dope.
but
Good
like
shit.
I'm trying to make it so that my instrument, the way my vocal register is, blends with the beat a certain way. His shit more a little overpowering. So he plow through the beat. You feel me? Like, and so it would get to the point where his production, he's efficient. He would be banging out stuff, and I'd be like, damn, I got 8 bars. You got 260. All right, mine's is the hook.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Throw Brody on this joint though, and I come in and do the hook.
Right.
You feel me? So we started doing that and just accumulating this volume of stuff. But then at the same time, I'm having debates with people because they like, all right, well, what's Black Ops then? Who is Black Ops? And I'm like keeping it like, yo man, don't contain us. Just let us do us. Let us.
Because it's so unorthodox of how songs are being produced.
Right. Because it's like you got me, Brody, and Carl on one, me, Carl, and P. Then you know what I mean. And really, they was really seeing me, Carl, and P. Me and Carl was roommates. P lived in New York, so we go to New York. P's our chaperone. You know what I mean? So it's the 3 of us everywhere.
Right.
P had a cell phone.
Right.
Remember?
Right. Not because it's just y'all 3. It's just y'all 3 that's doing the footwork.
Right. Just moving out like that.
Right.
Because me and Carl wake up. I knock on his room door like, yo, Benny said come up. What's up? What you doing? You want to roll?
Y'all fucking with Benny hard at this point.
Yeah, we was in a video. Me and P was in a video for Channel Live. That was his first video.
Oh yeah. Oh, nigga.
Black Ops t-shirt.
Right. We was out. We did a show with them niggas out, and y'all was spilling in the back of the fucking joint that night. Out. We went out. MOP was there that night. We went to New York and did a joint. And the Channel Live niggas, we was in the back. Yeah, we was in the back. Yeah, you did. Matter of fact, cause you was like, yo,
fucked up.
Yo, that's crazy. Cause you like Tiz. You like Tiz. You want DJ? I'm like, yeah, fucking real, I DJ. I go up there, and then we end up holding the Black Fist. You remember we recorded, and we in the back holding the Black Fist up.
Get the fuck.
I think it's me who saying Channel Live was there. We back in the cypher with them niggas.
I'm sure that it was, but
like yo, we in New York show. I met MOP out front. I met Billy Dance and shit.
I was there.
Yeah.
Damn it, man. That's
we there because of you.
Damn man.
Fuck you mean? Like you spill. Matter of fact, I've been wanting to ask you this forever. What's the song you had on the fucking radio that we had to call in to fucking request? Remember, because I remember you called me one time like, Tiz, that's good look. But I can't remember the fucking song, and the song is not on your CD.
It is on it.
No, it's not. I don't have it. You know what? I think I got the CD, and by that time I was Walk By Me out. And I said, I'm not going to take this track. Because I had, by that time I had heard it a million, trillion, zillion, billion dollars.
I actually remember you saying, like,
I mean, the shit was dope, but I had played it like so fucking much, like I just couldn't take it anymore.
The Walk Like Me.
Yeah, and we was calling in and shit.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And it was Battle of the Beats.
Battle of the Beats. You had won that shit. He had beat like Ludacris out one week. I think you might have got Nas.
I got
Nas. Mobb Deep one night and shit. I'm like, yo.
I beat Mobb Deep and I beat Ludacris, #1 spot.
He was killing it.
And then they retired me.
Okay, so let's get back real quick. So now it's just y'all 3. Y'all
better than mine, dog.
Y'all, hey, it was a good time. I remember some shit.
Yeah, I remember you putting the Black Fist up, though.
Yeah. We was all on stage and shit. You know what I mean? I got parts, but I just remember. I remember I had on the fucking 4X hoodie too. 4X. Imagine my little ass in the 4X. I remember Billy Dance though. That shit was a memorable night. But you was spilling. You was on the forefront. We was just back supporting you and shit. And it was me, Hussein. I forgot who it was, but we did get a chance to spit for Channel Live. We was in the hallway. They was in the back, like right before a little smoke, drink.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah, boom.
I do remember that.
Right. I remember you was asking like DJ. I'm like, yeah, I'm a DJ, but I ended up DJing. But I mean, we was in the place on stage. You know what I mean, support the frat brother. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but finish taking me through the business part of Black Ops. Now y'all the faces and y'all walking y'all dogs and what's
a lot of debates, man. Like we went through a lot because we had Johnny Wright Company managing us at one point, which was like they took care of a lot of P Diddy stuff, and they had NSYNC and
the white singer group.
They had NSYNC and Britney Spears and us. All of us. They was like, yo, we fucking with all the ops. And that was through P. You know what I mean? That was through one of P connections. But they was a distant management company. You know what I mean? They was distant. And so it just withered because we wasn't doing nothing. You know what I mean? It was really about getting them the music and they was going to just be the vehicle. But we ain't hit no funding or financing from them or nothing like that. Okay. So we had that. But then Carlito, he wanted to just kind of package us as the three of us, and I don't think we were savvy enough back then. Like we didn't want to offend nobody. When I think the conversation, if we would have knew we was a frat back then we would know how to position it and move out. But we was like, yo, it ain't just us. It never was just us three. It was the ops. You know what I mean? It was something that was umbrella that was put over all of us. So how we just gonna run with the umbrella?
Huh.
You know what I mean? Like we part of it, but we not gonna claim we all of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so
is this at the conclusion of a First Strike or
First
just like during the time?
First Strike didn't become First Strike until everything fell apart. Believe it or not. It was just a bunch of songs we was doing.
In that time span.
It wasn't even an album. It was just we was going to Riz. Caution is like a machine when it come down to getting stuff done in the studio, and we was just going in there and just recording. Like it just putting together a body of work, not knowing what it was going
unconsciously.
Right, just going in there recording as much as we could with Paradise, me, Carl, and Carl was bringing in people for cameos. He was like I said, he was Barry Gordy in that shit. Him and Riv was handling the sonics. He was handling the talent. You know what I mean? I was coming in doing hooks and choruses and stuff like that, and I was talking to the business people. I was talking to C. I was trying to leverage relationships, network, make the connections to make sure that there was somebody to hand it off to. Somebody waiting. Once we got that one, cause before with me. Once we got that one, we had somebody to be like, huh. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That made all the difference.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I was trying to make sure to keep them networks open and then still being in the studio. So it was a lot of juggling. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so, see, when we had the black, remember we had the magazine spread. So Brody was out there with Kobe Bryant.
Right.
Remember?
Right.
So Brody out there with Kobe. Brian out there with Kobe.
Right.
What's the name? Slum and them was doing their thing.
JFP.
Yeah, and then they was getting in the Billboard with the ads and stuff like that. Jern was running with Cannabis at this point.
Right.
And then we had stepped off from Carlito. We was still there, but we was like, when we did the www.blackopz.com
right, which was after First Strike was done.
Yeah, but it was at the same time.
Okay.
Remember? So it was like we was working with Carlito, but I was like, yo, see, man, this internet thing is picking up, dog. Like it's people out here getting hundreds of thousands of dollars on mp3.com, dog. Like you talking about getting a deal and they giving us like a $50,000 advance or loan.
Right.
$100,000 loan.
Carl did give you your props on that internet shit. He said, yo, you pricing the future. Yeah. He's seen it. Yeah. And it was the best thing at the best time. And he did give you props on that.
Yeah, that shit.
They're going to vision again.
I told him I was going to say this. He the one, I'm going to quote him. I said it to him before. I said, you know I'm going to put it on this interview. Because Carl was the one like, the internet price? You really think people is gonna get music from the internet?
Yeah. He said that.
I was like, come on, man, stop arguing with me. He's like, come on, Price, the internet? Really? I said, dog, I'm telling you, that's gonna be it's ridiculous. It has started from
was it the MySpace? Was it MySpace was the first
Dolby.
outlet? Oh shit. Yeah, I wasn't on to it yet.
Dolby was afraid years ago. It was Dolby that was afraid that MP3 format quality was going to get better. And that was the article that sparked it for me. Because Dolby was like a recognized brand. Remember, I had a Kenwood system at the crib. Remember them big ass speakers that had Dolby surround sound? So I'm familiar with Dolby. So when Dolby talking about they nervous about something, I was like, what's making them nervous? MP3 format? What the fuck is that?
Right.
Started digging into that. Was like, oh,
this shit about to come down the pipe.
Oh, it's gonna be good quality. You can email a whole song. You can have, like, you could upload it. Somebody could pay for it and download it. Wait a minute.
Right.
And it could play in Windows Media Player.
Wow.
That's distribution.
Right.
That's all you usually looking for is a way to get to the consumer. That's where all the bottlenecks was. It was always a barrier. Terrestrial radio got 5 radio slots. The morning, the AM commute, right? The afternoon show, the AM commute, the morning show, the afternoon show, the evening commute, right? Then the overnight show, right? And the AM commute and the evening commute is where they charge the most for advertising. So people used to come to me and be like, yo, I'm trying to get on the radio, and they like get mad at the radio and be like, yo, the radio plays, they pay publishing music for every time they play a song. Why they gonna pay you to spin your shit when you ain't bringing no marketing revenue? Beyonce, Eminem, Jay-Z, all those names got marketing money behind them, and so when the radio plays them, they drawing those listeners. And now those listeners is coming to the trough to listen to that music, and then they charging the advertisers based on how many people coming. So it's like, yeah, I pay you a nickel because I'm charging this advertiser $100 grand to run their shit through them slots. So them slots just repeat themselves because it's helping them generate revenue, and they gotta pay for the songs. Why they gonna stick your record in there? You gotta bump somebody that's bringing listeners. Right. So if you don't got no file, but now if I could go directly to my consumer, I don't gotta go through that bottleneck to get to my consumer.
Right. Wonderful thing.
You kidding me?
Right. So first strike is laid, and you see this popping. But before we even get to that, tell me this. Tell me how you feel when you made Battle Cry.
That was paradise.
What do you mean that was paradise?
Yeah, Paradise is the one behind Battle Cry.
Well, he the quarterback on that whole shit.
Oh yeah, I walked into that. I
just happened to get on that shit.
I got off the bus. He drove up there because he used to live around the corner from us when he was staying in Philly. So matter of fact, that's another thing. He was from New York, but he lived across the street. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, 45th Street.
Yeah, so he lived across the street from me and Carl. And so he went to the studio, and I was like, man, I'll catch you up there. I think I caught the bus up there. And I walked in, and that joint was playing already.
What studio is this?
Riv.
Oh, at the crib. Okay, yeah.
Rhythm, Riv, R-I-V, Rhythm Sing. I walked in, that joint was running. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? And the chorus was on there.
Put your hands on, nigga.
We gonna get it all. And he was sitting there.
Oh, that's you. Oh, but it was his voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I joined him on that joint.
Okay.
But he was on there. He was like, that joint was running. And I think the first verse was on there. Right. And he was like, he was in there nodding out, like bopping out to it, like. And Rib was like, yo, this shit crazy. I was like, what the fuck is this? Right. They was like, yo, you gotta hear this shit. Took it to the top. I was like, yo, I got a verse for this. Right. Threw my second verse on there. Right. And they was like, what you want to do for the third? I was like, P, it's your joint. Because you know the original got two P verses on it. You remember that?
Right. Yeah, no, I remember that.
Yeah. How we on time?
Yeah, we're gonna be wrapping up soon. in the next 5-10 minutes. Let me just get back to, okay, so you got Battle Cry, that's ready to go.
So first,
no, hold on. My next question is, but how do you feel at the success of Battle Cry? Because Battle Cry, at that time that you walked in on a bombshell, because Battle Cry ended up being the shit that catapulted Black Ops to this day.
Yeah. People
so I mean, tell me about the time that you really like, yo, they checking for this shit.
Oh, we knew from the minute we heard it. Riv did that beat with the Genesis Exodus beat or whatever from the Ten Commandments.
What the
That's where
the
that
movie
came from? Yeah, the movie, the Ten Commandments. Yeah.
The dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Cool. Shout out to Riv for that. The whole user.
Yeah.
Yo. Woo.
I walked in.
That joint is crazy.
Yeah, I walked in and Paradise was in there, killing that joint.
Yeah, he
that
killed
first verse was like crazy. I wish I could hear that shit. Now,
I'm 5'11", walk like I'm 6'4".
What?
He was trashing that shit.
Like a picture.
Yeah.
I was
all lavish, with a couple of cameras. That boy got a couple of cameras.
Yo, I was like, what the?
Yeah, he went in. He went
was
in.
Like, yo, you want? Yeah, yo. He was like, I don't got a second verse for this. I'm still working on it. He was sitting there writing, I think. Yeah, he was sitting there writing. Matter of fact, the picture. Here was the funniest shit ever. I got a picture of us writing to Battle Cry.
Wow.
Yeah. I got a picture of me and this right here. That's Paradise back there. And that's me writing to Battle Cry. And Fat Beats, the sticker right here.
Yeah.
They the ones that put our 12-inch out. They put the Battle Cry 12-inch out.
Yeah, I got that.
They originally, it wound up being Fat Beats. Ain't that some ironic shit? And that's their picture, the sticker right there under the MP3. So he had the first verse, and he was working on another verse, and I was like, man, look. He was like, come on. And I sat down, pinned my verse, put my verse on, and he was finishing up the other one, but the first verse was late.
Okay.
When I came in, and so he had his second verse ready to close it out. Around the time I finished that, and we just laid that joint, and we was in there rocking out to that joint.
Oh, y'all knew that this would be.
It was like, yo, it was like the rest of the night we was in there like, we let Carl hear that shit. We was like, Riv sent that shit to New York. That shit just took off. And we was trying to do something, but Carlito wanted to get a deal. Carlito was like, really
off the strip of that song.
Yeah, and he was really trying to get us a deal. Like, it was a whole big thing when we did the magazine spread. We was always butting heads because I was like, yo, we got to move out with this. We got a lot of material, and it's going to get dated quick.
Okay.
We don't have 12 inches.
Right.
We don't got a lot of singles. And so we never really saw eye to eye at that time. And he was running the Source magazine. So I was like, yo, man, look, I'm putting this shit out. And that's when I started going to Temple. And me and Carl started talking like, all right. I took that. We had that photo shoot. The other one.
What the one down Gerard?
Yeah.
Right.
The one where the one I showed you a minute ago.
Right,
all
of us. Yeah.
I grabbed that picture. Riv homegirl had took all them pictures of us, and so I grabbed that picture and I put it in Photoshop up at Temple. My man Shy was letting me go in the lab late, do it in Photoshop, manipulated it, and that became the cover for First Strike. And it was like, all right, what we gonna call it? And it was like, all right, we gonna call it First Strike. This is what it is. And we gonna put it on mp3.com because I seen dudes, if they had a song that was getting spun, they wasn't selling no units. But it was dudes who had been on there a couple of years, and it shows you what they was earning for plays.
Right.
And they had like 250 grand, half $1,000,000 in a bank, like sitting there. And I was like, yo, this shit is fucking just for people playing it. They not even selling units.
Wow.
And so I was like, yo, I was showing caution, and I'm like, yo, look, these motherfuckers is playing their music all around the world. Right. It ain't even just like local. Right. People is playing. You could see where they was getting played at all around the world, and them dudes was generating $500,000. Like, and we trying to get a deal for $100 grand. We do that with our own music. If we get to that, we doing whatever we want.
Whatever we want.
So we put the cover together at the joint, and me and Carl had put together the songs in like 5 or 6 different lineups.
Right.
Like, all right, how do these flow together? Because if they listening to them online, they got it. We want them to listen to all of them. So we want them to line up like Dre did the Chronic. We want them to flow into each other real nice and make sense and smooth transitions, not just lopsided. All the bangers at the beginning, the ballads at the end. Like, make it smooth transitions in between. So we did that, argued, fought, debated, until we finally came up with that one. Then I was like, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put together a website. It's just going to be a redirect page to mp3.com.
Okay.
www.blackopz.com. T-shirts, we're going to get those made. We're going to wear them in the Source ad. Mm-hmm. The Source had, it was like thick as Vogue back then.
Right.
So I was like, here's what we do. We wear them T-shirts, get Brody to come back, so it's something for Kobe to talk about. Mm-hmm. We tried to invite everybody, like get everybody to come down. Carlito was fighting me. No, I just wanted to be UP.
Right.
No, negative.
Right.
So we probably put everybody in there, get the write-up, and I said the people that go to the Source magazine, they go to our website, now they playing us at mp3.com will pay us for the plays. And that's what bought the first CDs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So the money that came from the Source, it wasn't as heavy as we thought it was going to be, and mp3.com changed the compensation thing. We got in, we thought we was getting in real early. The people that was there first though,
they had already milked them.
Yeah, and by the time MP3 figured out, like, yo, I think we need to do what what's the shit called Spotify. You know how they talk about Spotify, right? By the time they figured out, like, we don't really got to pay these people all that much.
Right.
We're giving them a little much.
Right.
Is when we came in, but we made enough to get them CDs. And that's when we went down South Street. You remember that shit?
Yeah, I remember that. That's when I'm back. Yeah.
That was that battle time, boy.
Right.
That was getting vicious.
Right. And the crib is just flourishing at this time.
Yeah.
45th crib.
Yeah.
45th is just like
crazy.
a hangout at this point.
Yeah. So it just started to grow legs, and that's when Carlito was like, I'm good. As soon as he was like, I'm good, Riggs was like, yo, I'm at Shady. He was over at Shady Records, A&R. He was like, come on over. He's like, I'm dying to work with you. He couldn't wait.
How did that pan out?
It was like anything else, man. Like, they wanted us to be, they had D12, and they wanted us to make singles. So Riggs was like, I met Paul Rosenberg. He was cool as hell. They was giving us a shit ton of beats.
And by this time, Battle Cry and First Strike is just on the resume.
On the internet, yeah, but it's on the internet growing legs, like doing this thing, like, you know what I mean? But but Battle Cry definitely. So Riggs was like, yo, I'm gonna put that out again. He got Alchemist to remix it.
Right.
And he was like, I'm gonna do that to try. I guess he was trying to show Paul.
DJ Alchemist.
Yeah. The Alchemist remixed it.
Y'all paid for that?
Nah.
Ooh, on the love, cause he.
We ain't paid for it. I don't know if Riggs paid for it.
Okay.
So Alchemist remixed it. DJ Premier scratched me into the Razcast song, The Golden Child. Used my
Razcast, damn.
Yeah, so Premier, I bumped into him out front of the joint. He was like,
Primo.
Yeah, shout out to Primo. That was like my Grammy. He was like, yeah, I know y'all over here in Shady, right? Cause I walked up to him just on the strength it was him. He's like, yeah, I know who you are. He's like, he recognized my voice.
Yeah.
That's an ear for you.
Yeah.
I'm talking to him. He's like, yeah, I know who you are.
That's crazy. I mean, that's more honorable than Chuck D.
Yeah.
You know Chuck D when you hear Chuck D.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I told P, I was like, it was P with me, I think. And he scratched me into, that's what happens when you reach for what you can't feel. It's part of the chorus on the Razcast song that he did.
Right.
So I was like, damn, he
that's
definitely
love.
did know my voice.
Yeah.
That was off our 12-inch. So they put that out. Riggs put it out. And we never signed anything with them because it was just we wasn't getting the commitment that we felt like we wanted. Like, it just felt like a shelf waiting for us.
Okay.
Because we wasn't meeting eye to eye on. I mean, they appreciated us, but we wasn't giving them a single. And it's like, y'all not giving us the investment to go find that single. You know what I mean? Like. Right. So it was a stalemate. They want us to sign in order to give us an investment and kind of codify the ops as me, P, and Caution. And then, but they want a single, and it's like, well, we working with Riv. Then Riv moved to New York for that television show. He went to become music supervisor of this internet television show, the MTV show. There's an MTV show. He became music supervisor. He moved to New York for that.
Okay.
He moved to studio.
Wow. So that was that.
So pulled the plug right at that point when things was gaining momentum.
Right.
And it just kind of like we was running out of resources to keep coming back and forth, and that's when it started to slow down. And I was like, all right, I did my solo project because I had a son on the way now.
Right.
And that's when I was going out to LA to be assistant music supervisor for the Eve show.
Oh, okay.
And I got that job, and I'm like, TV money is, your check is there every week.
Good one.
Yeah, it was like every week your money's there. So it was Eve. I went out to LA with Lil Troy Carter, and our meet Jazz, Jay Stacks. Shout out to them. They brought me out there with strength because I had a big music business panel at Temple, and they brought me out there after that, and I was assistant music supervisor for Eve, all of us, in Cuts before I came back. Came back because my son was here. So,
oh, okay. I really appreciate the one song you do got about with your son in it, to your son. Oh man, I love that song, man.
Thanks, man.
I'm saying, I'm before I go, I'm gonna give me a song like that. It's just about my kids.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Like that's love. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you be dropping some jewels in it. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely dope. But
I actually made some clients cry with that 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah, like that shit is deep. Like how you just like that's the values that we were really brought up on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, speak up. That's important right there.
Yeah.
That shows sign just by itself. You gonna understand.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I'm saying? Because some people will sit down and just accept what you give them.
Right.
And I was just telling my wife like that. Like, I'm talking to the guard. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, he didn't even hear me. And he like, no, what you say? What you say? I'm like, dog, you was doing all that, yeah. What did you hear?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They had you, yeah. I hate people like that.
Right.
Take the time to say, no, dog, I ain't hear you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, just to say it again.
Right.
But I ain't gonna hold you up. But I gotta know this. Tell me, I gotta do your top 5, dead or alive. And this is really for me, MCs of all time, because this shows so much about you.
I don't have top 5.
I mean, come on, guys who built you up. You kind of was listening to someone before you can get to Price.
I was listening to somebody, so, you know what before I mean? That. Yeah, one of my influences.
Yeah, I mean,
one of my strongest influences
that you see. Okay, go ahead.
KRS-One. Early on,
and we don't really get that. I love that because he was so all around. Make a song and it kill you in the battle. Yeah, and it kill you in the show. You don't want it with him in the show.
Yep, I seen him at Temple, man. He rocked the whole. It was a parking lot across from SAC before it was whatever building it is now, and it was a big ass parking lot. And I never forget, he rocked that whole all the way to Broad and Cecil B. Moore. Like, he rocked that whole joint years ago.
That's that dude.
And KRS was a big influence on me. I always enjoyed Red. Believe it or not, Red, man, it was always entertaining.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Sometimes people went too much for music, man. I just, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be entertained, dog. Like, my life was real enough, man. If I told you my whole real story, like, you know, trying to become a millionaire, like, for real and sustainable, you know.
There's a story in itself.
Yeah, it's a whole story in itself. So sometimes Red, man, people, you know, you can go for whatever, you know, if the Warriors and MOP, if you want to listen to that 20 hours a day, knock yourself out. But I like to be entertained, and Red entertained me, and was an influence on me from the time I first heard him with EPMD. Okay. You feel me? Like, I liked how free he was. You feel me? So I like that energy from him. I don't know if it influenced my style. You know what I mean?
But it was refreshing to hear.
Yeah, it was refreshing to hear.
Okay.
But I don't have a top 5 MC list.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, because I like songs from people. Okay. I don't necessarily like people.
Okay.
I like you know.
That's real. That's real.
Some stuff they do is like.
Right. You don't like Biggie. You like Ready to Die.
Right. You feel me? I like their artwork. Like it's like painters. You know what I mean? Like you might do a piece that I'm like, that one right there is my shit.
Right.
And then the next 5 of them, I'm like,
yeah, I don't fuck with that.
Garbage. You know what I mean? So that I can't say I bang with you.
Right.
You can't be my top 5 MC. I don't have a top 5. I never have. People always get me with that one, and I always like, nah, I really did like that album though. It's Dark and Hell is Hot.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I love that album. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's how it be for me.
And my last and final question is, where do you see hip hop at right now? And what's your feelings about hip hop right now at this current moment?
We could talk more to that. I ain't pressed for time. If you want to really get down for the nitty gritty.
I just want to know what you feel about.
Edit. Like I'll give you my thoughts right now and shit. We talked history. But if you want to talk, you know.
I just want where you. How
I think it's broadest. I think it's at the best place it's ever been.
Really? Far as what the content, far as the production, far as
it's broad.
How
hip hop right now is like pants. You got tuxedo pants, denim. You got slacks. Yeah. You got khakis. Yeah. You got sweatpants.
We just got
like hip hop right now is like you can find like the people. You know what's in the mainstream. It don't appeal to me, right? But it's only mainstream if you feel like you in that river or lake.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay, I feel that. I feel that like a motherfucker.
So it's like you worried about it if like people complain about what's on BET, but I don't watch BET for my music.
Right.
I mean the stuff that they like, oh, the radio sucks. I don't listen to the radio for my music.
Yeah.
Now if you want to put Team Backpack on, you know what I mean? TeamBackpack.net, I'll play that for a few hours. Right. You feel me? So what's there's more than one mainstream right now. And if you think that it's just one, you're missing the boat. Like you probably downstream from, you know, where you probably should be.
Yeah. They got Trap Soul now.
Yeah.
Trap Soul. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Y'all done created another one out of
Trap Soul.
Yeah.
And then they got, what was the other one? What was the Reggaeton? Remember that? Remember when Reggaeton came out?
Oh yeah, I remember that whole reggae run.
Yeah, Reggaeton type shit, right? Like, and people used to feel like, oh wow, is that gonna take over hip hop? It's something that people do, dog. Like that's their music. What are you worried about it for? You know what I mean? Right. Like breakdancing, the same thing happened with that. You know, breakdancing went underground, and then when you look up, it's like Asian people that are crushing it. You don't even want no parts of, you know what I'm saying, what they've been doing with it over the last couple of decades. So it's still re-emerged, but that's because they was carrying the torch in the tunnels with it. You know what I mean? And staying true to what they appreciated. It's people out there that was consuming it, which is why Battle Cry became a breakdance staple. That's what kept us alive on the internet all these decades is people in France, Germany, Austria, Africa downloaded Battle Cry and crip walk to it or breakdance to it and then uploaded their video because that's a staple in that community after all these years.
What's that feeling like?
It feels damn good. One time I saw a YouTube video, some show, I swear it was in some Yugoslavia somewhere, and they was on stage like 5 or 6 white guys and some girls, and there was an audience out there, and they had white shirts and sweatpants and red sneakers, if I remember right, on a stage somewhere doing a dance routine to Battle Cry, and my voice was coming out in Yugoslavia, something we did in Riv Basement. So it's like nobody can. I don't listen to naysayers much. Okay. If you have math, I do listen to math. If you have math that tells me why something that I'm thinking about is not reasonable, I'm with it.
Right.
Because you can help me recalibrate.
Right.
But people just kind of just a naysayer. Like I said, you know, a vision without a plan is a hallucination. I don't like to hallucinate. But seeing that is like, I know that if I put my plan into action and I cover all the bases, and it could happen again. It happened to me twice so far. The first record, and then again with the ops, a whole other group of people. It happened to me again, where it's like we out there, something that we just did together, and it's out there. Just taking the time to make sure you polish it the right way, and you know people will run with it.
Hey, they say lames get lucky, real niggas do it twice, do it again. Huh? They said lames get lucky, do it again, and I kind of feel that because anybody can hit a half-court shot. Let me see you do it again, and you showing me.
Yeah, where do you think
that's your skill?
Where do you think the music at, Frat? What do you think?
I think is at a point where they doing what they think is right, just like we did, and just like, you know, our future generation didn't understand what we were doing, how we were doing it. It's the same thing. I just never thought I see it get to a point where I'm embarrassed by it, and it's almost at that point. But like I said, I don't really have too much of harsh feelings for the, you know, young guys, because they just doing what they was doing. I mean, shit, KRS-One by any means necessary was him with a gun looking out the window on an album cover. That's no different than, you know, what they doing, you know, to kill, murder.
I mean, but think about it this way too, man. When you think about it, like, they don't need the music the same way we did. They walk around with computers in their pockets. We needed the music to be a conduit for information. Yeah. We have Google.
Yeah, how about
all
it?
Through that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we needed the music to be telling us stuff.
Right.
We wasn't interested if it wasn't. We was only so interested if it wasn't saying something, because we was curious. Yeah. Now they got on demand everything 24/7. They don't need the music to be to them what we needed it to be to us. We picked it up faster if it was telling us something, because we wasn't getting information from everywhere. Right. You know what I mean? Right. I'm not condoning some of the stuff that you know, like, if we had the music that they putting out now back when we was younger, we'd be really lost, because we ain't nowhere else. You know, we learned a lot through our music.
Yeah, well, I mean, Public Enemy, we had so much. And people were coming with messages. That's the point. I think, you know, everybody wasn't saying the same exact thing.
Now they got messages could get together on Facebook. They got messages in tweets. They got messages. You know what I mean? They just want to zone out and dance. And I used to get into a lot of debates. I always try to come counter current with people, because I keep them open minded. And I remember people was coming at Nicki Minaj real hard when she first dropped. And I was like, oh, yeah, she ain't saying nothing.
But that's not Kim.
But I was like, yeah, but didn't we listen to Bump Skiddly Bump Bump? I got my rum pump pump pump, cause I can be fire folk fiddly from here I come. Like, we ain't listen to that. Did we rah like a dungeon dragon? Like,
right.
How come she can't be animated, but we was loving Buster's animated?
Right, and that's why I think she is a female Buster.
And then people always back up a little bit, and it's like, yeah, just relax a little bit. It is some garbage out there, right? Yeah. But be analytical, like, be thoughtful in how you criticize it, so it could be useful criticism. Not just sound like somebody who is mad that they not fitting in no more. Just, you know what I mean? Find where you fit in.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why if y'all trying to do another project, let's talk.
Okay.
You know? But we gotta find where it fit in. I ain't trying to throw nothing out there and wait to see what happens.
Yeah, you and me either. There has to be at least some sort of standard. But Price, thank you for this interview, baby. It's been wonderful, baby.
Yep, definitely. Always a pleasure. Black Ops.
Man, it seems like